Hello, everyone. You know, guys, I've been reading the chat before I bring in MrsPlayStuff and Mimi, and already somebody has mentioned OnlyFans, and I can't tell you my disappointment. I can't tell you my level of disappointment. Who was it? Just Lloyd. Unbelievable. Unreal. Right, what we're gonna be doing today is I'm gonna kind of let the girls take control of the conversation because I want to hear from their perspective what their experience in the fighting game community has been like. Obviously, there's been a lot of shit going on Twitter. You guys are asking for Fate to join. Why would you want that? We all know Fate can't behave himself around women. And we're just going to see where things go. So I'm going to bring MrsPlayStuff in first, and then I think Mimi will join a bit. And I think some other girls are going to join as well. Usually I have guys jump into the chat, or girls, whoever wants to jump in. I'm going to leave it up to the girls to decide if they want people talking to them. So it's going to be up to them. We'll see where the conversation goes. There's no time limit. Okay. So, but further ado, MrsPlayStuff.
Hello, Michelina. Thank you so much for having me on your podcast. It's so nice when women can talk to other women about women issues.
What is that on your head?
That's my sleeping equipment. I'm just gonna do after. I don't know why I did this, but I thought that looked good.
Okay.
Yeah, since the only right, that was so funny because I opened up the chat and the first thing I saw was the OnlyFans thing. And I was like, damn, you need to pick uglier pictures. That's why you need uglier pictures, because they will suddenly think that, oh shit, woman that IceyMim looks like a goddess, they're gonna just throw the OnlyFans so easily.
Well, I'll try to pick different pictures next time.
Yeah,
I'm gonna bring in Mimi now as well. Mimi, how you doing?
Yeah,
I like the name.
There we go.
Bad female.
Yeah,
Oh
bad female. I am.
And I love the pink ensembles we got going on.
Yeah.
Kept my words. Got my tea as well in my Tigger cup.
Yeah, right, guys, your name is not Michelina. I'm kind of disappointed in that, though.
Yeah, but mine. I don't know if anyone. I don't know if anyone understands where that name comes from. I'm not gonna say where it comes from. The guys in the chat should know if anyone has watched Super Sentai, but I'm sure you guys probably haven't seen Super Sentai. It's like the original Power Rangers.
No.
That's basically the Pink Ranger.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I got creative with it. All right, so basically, guys, I'm just gonna sort of let you guys control the conversation. Obviously, I'm gonna ask you questions because I'm interested to get your perspective on things. I don't know which one of you wants to go first, but maybe for people that don't know you in the chat, if you could give them a bit of background about yourself and what your experience has been coming into the FGC initially and when you came in.
Mm-hmm. Lisa, would you want to go first?
Okay. Well, I am a known hoe of the scene. That was also the first thing that I got called. There was a full Reddit post about me if I was a good hoe or actually was here for the game on Reddit. Very funny. So that was my introduction to the Tekken scene. Other than that, there was a lot of nice people, of course, though. I'm just joking about the other stuff on the side. But it's a very easy insult, I guess, to say to women that they are whores. Oh, shit. I'm losing clothes here. What else can I say? I've been here a while now. I started in Tekken 7, and it was kind of funny because I was getting beaten up by a lay player while I still was a noob. And he came into my chat saying, wow, women can really not play games. And then I got tilted, and then I actually tried to learn the game. And then I became better because I'm very petty, which I think people have started to understand with me because I always just mess around with everything people say about me. Yeah. Don't really have much.
What year was this? What year was this that you came in?
I have no clue.
Is it around Tekken 7 time or Tekken 6?
Tekken 7 season 4.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. All right. And so what your introduction to the FGC was very different to mine. But I want to get Mimi, when did you come in and what was your first impressions of the FGC? How were you treated?
I don't know. I think it was treated mostly fine. It's just, of course, there's gonna be people that are annoyed, but I feel like the moment you are a woman in the scene, like it's easier to click your Twitch link and stuff, and you're already annoyed that person gets more views than you in general. So of course you're gonna get more hate in that regard. But I will say that most people are most positive. It's just that it's so easy to focus on these small angry people
Yeah.
that are
That's
on there. But I think like most people are nice here. Really, we just need to make fun of the other people. That Reddit post got, of course, deleted after 2 days. That was not on there for long, but it was a good discussion. That was a very detailed discussion of what I was.
Okay,
So,
we're gonna go over some of your scrub quotes in a minute. Mimi, what was your introduction to the FGC like?
So I came in. So I've kind of been in the FGC surface level for like years, like I guess 2015, but I was never really into the FGC. I constantly changed like my handles online. I think 2022 is when I kind of got really deep into the FGC. I remember I was going through some like stuff in life. I just became really absorbed like with the online world for like a short while. The community was, how do I put this? It was public. I remember thinking, this is the worst community I've ever come across.
Really? What, straight away?
Immediately, because guys, it's no secret that, hello, I'm girly, I like makeup, I like girly things, like, but coming into a community and being attacked for these things, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys?
How did these attacks like manifest? That what was the point of an attack? What were they going for?
Just like my makeup and stuff. Like it made me laugh. It made me laugh because I remember one person went into my stream and they were like, your eyelashes look like you're about to take flight and fly away. And I found that funny. But I just thought like it just was excessive. It was constantly coming into my streams. Any community I was in, you Barbie bitch. Like now, obviously, someone came into, like, obviously when you set up this stream, some people were talking about OnlyFans, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what is wrong with you? Like, do you people touch grass? Do you speak to women? Like, and not everyone in the FGC is like this, but holy.
Is that something that you guys get a lot? Like, do people ask you for your OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a normal casually, they have been waiting for so long too. I don't understand. And then, like when I say I don't want it, they say, "Well, you're ugly anyways." That has been comments, and like I don't even understand how you go from that point to the other point. Like it's just, but it's very funny though. But I think it's just the easiest way to insult women on, like literally. I just think it's so easy because of culture and stuff. That's where the low thing is.
When you guys came into the FGC, maybe both of you can answer this. I'll ask Mimi first. When you came in, you were getting some hate from guys, but did you get any hate from girls as well, or were girls welcoming to you?
Okay, there weren't many women when I joined in 2022. There was MrsPlayStuff, there was like Ariella, there was like Kiri, there was Rose. There's only a handful of women that I came across. Yeah. And they were all okay with me, but there was one. I'm not going to mention names.
You can name names if you want. I don't mind. It's up to you.
No, because if she makes another tweet about me, I swear to Larry.
Well, I mean, that's probably narrowed it down for some people.
But I have been nice to everyone, and then there's certain individuals who I've come across during Tekken 7 like sort of era who have just acted weird with me, and I can't sort of pinpoint why. Like, and that's one girl in particular. Obviously, she's gone and told whoever else, and I'm like, what did I do? And I think it's because I didn't pick sides in some old drama she was in. But she doesn't know I defended her like behind her back. But I'm not someone who's very chronically online. I'm not someone who's very. If I see something online, I'm not going to go and make a tweet about it. It's very rare I do that. So if I see something, like, I think maybe that's what she expected of me. But then there was another girl who I came across again. When was this? I think this is at the start of Tekken 8. just made rumors about me for no reason. And then another girl did that too. And I'm like, what is your problem?
So
Like, I'm nice to you.
would you say then that your treatment by men and women has been equally bad?
No, it's two different variations. The women, and again, it's only a small percentage of women doing this. The rest are absolute delights. They're just normal, nice women and have treated me nicely. It's just a few rotten eggs. Whereas a lot of the guys in the FGC were not welcoming. But it was either I leave the community as they probably maybe intended, or I fought my corner, which I did. I feel like I did defend myself. And weirdly enough, I kind of got a bit of respect for this. Like I remember someone saying that to me, like, you know what, I respect you. I cussed you and you cussed me back. And I was like, yeah, because I'm not a little bitch. Like, you're gonna give me a stick, I'll give it back.
Yes, queen. Yes.
Yeah. So I think after that, sorry.
No, I wanted to ask Lisa, is that the same? Is that similar to you?
Well, yeah, the thing is, I think me and IceyMim is quite similar, because I also is like struggling to pick sides in general. Like, I just, yeah, there's dumb stuff on one side and there's dumb stuff on the other side, and I'm trying to like relate to both sides most of the time, which will annoy some people, especially on Twitter. It's basically like a cesspool of angry people. The moment you pick the wrong side, they get so annoyed at you. So if I didn't say anything that was correctly in relation to women or what you're supposed to think on Twitter about women, then of course I get shit from women because of that, and vice versa. If you said something other way, then it's like, of course women are like this, or of course, yeah, you know. So I've gotten I've gotten both sides. So yeah, I don't really like to do so much opinions on Twitter anymore. After those things, I do it just on my stream and banter there. I like to banter in general, so that's where I'm at, I think.
Do you guys? So I obviously get a lot of pushback from people, but it's usually just on my opinions. It's never about. I've never had to deal with like anything to do with my sex or my race or anything like that. When you guys voice your opinions, do majority of people attack your opinion, or do they bring the fact that you're a woman into it?
Both.
Is it equal amounts, or is it just a few bad eggs and most people treat it the same level of respect?
I would say it's easier to focus on the bad ones, but most people are nice. 100%.
What about you,
Mimi?
Mimi?
My opinion.
What about you, Mimi?
I'm thinking. I feel like recently, since Tekken 8, people, I always say this, I love the new gen, because I feel like a lot of them have either just made the presence of the FGC a lot better and more comfortable for women, but then they've potentially changed the minds of some of the people who are existing in there, like the way they sort of act and treat people. So if we're talking about Tekken 7, I had a lot of comments towards me for the fact that I'm a woman. Tekken 8 now, maybe it's just comments like, oh, skill issue and shit. It's very rare I get like... Actually, no, I did get a comment not long ago. No, I had a full situation that happened not long ago, actually. I'm trying to think. But yeah, no, it's still happening, but not on a huge scale as before.
Are you able to speak about the situation?
Which one? There's okay.
Choose the spiciest one you can.
The spiciest. Yeah. Okay, so there's been several. So oh gosh, guys, I swear, I don't get into drama, and drama comes find me. But since I've been in the FGC, so much drama, honestly. It is PTSD. But so one of the things I was told, be careful around guys, right? Having guy friends, because guys might look at you in a certain way. They might not treat you as like the same as them. And one thing I just want is just to have friends online. Like just to sit there, play games. If you want to treat me as an equal, like as a boy, fine. You cuss each other out, cuss me out, fine. I can handle it, you know? But there's been a situation someone, I'm not going to mention names with this one because I don't hate or dislike this person, but we don't click anymore, right? So one of their friends I was cool with them, made a comment about me. And my friend, who is the one who told me, who was pretty close to me, didn't tell me until months later. And I'm like, what? Like, I've got your back as a friend. Like, what are you doing? And they told me after how long. And the person who made the comment implied that I'm some type of whore and to be careful of me. And I thought, the audacity, you know me. Who the fuck is saying this shit to you? You must have the tiniest little balls ever if you've heard some shit about me and you can't come and approach me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I think, can I just say, but I think it's just because you're so nice to everyone. So they expect you to be a hoe, because how can you be nice to people? But
Okay,
yeah,
one
like,
thing...
like I said, like I said before, I think I wish more people were hoes if they were nicer to each other. Like I've said this before, like you are a nice individual and people can't handle that, and then you're pretty too, which also is really like annoying in that regard too. Like that's the worst thing with pretty privilege. Is you get the whole thing also thrown out a lot, sadly.
Yeah. I think it's the whole people might perceive me in a certain way, but I'm just like, fuck you guys. I don't judge you based on appearance or anything. I judge you on your character, your soul. That's the type of person I am. So I know I shouldn't really... Sorry?
Can I ask you then, you know, when people judge you, is the judgment coming because you're a cosplayer?
I don't think so. Actually, I don't know. It's a bit weird because I have cosplayed since 2015. I took a break from 2020. Then I started again from last year. And then there's people, like one of the girls who made rumors up about, two of them actually were saying stuff about me that was to do with my cosplays or just being extra horrible about the way I look. And I'm like, guys, I'm 29 now. I really don't give a fuck. I really don't. But I'm just like, what would possess you at your big age in your 20s to behave this way, especially online? And I know these type of people would not come up to my face speaking to me like this.
Oh, no.
So and I'm just like, if I'm just out here enjoying my hobby, one, I'm a woman. Two, I'm just cosplaying. What is the issue? And I can't seem to like figure out. Like, I would love to sit there and ask them what is the issue, but I feel like I'm not going to get that answer if I'm honest.
Can I ask Lisa then? So I'll start with Lisa. Have you been to a fighting game tournament before? And if you have you been treated differently to how you get treated online?
Yeah, there's actually some people that I spoke with totally fine on the tournament, and nothing was bad on the tournament, by the way. But then I've seen them write shit about me online after. So of course, these people that are gossipish, it's like high school basically. Like they can't say anything to your face. They're gonna be so nice there, but they will say things behind your back.
Yeah.
Normal things.
How was the Tekken World Tour for you in Amsterdam? Because that's the only tournament I've been in the same venue as you, and it was positive for me. I had a good time there. But what was your experience like?
Oh, that was. I think that was totally fun. I enjoy like all the people. There was no toxicity there at all. And that's what I believe also. Like when we meet up, like I think a lot of people would just like each other. They talk so much shit online, but like we are so nice people actually. So it's just that we trigger each other so much online. But I think we would totally be fine offline. Is it wrong to say? Because I believe like I have not had any issues at work or anything like that. There's nothing. So I'm 100% like I don't think we are that toxic as we make ourselves be on Twitter. We're just angry. And then sometimes we're angry at something that happens in real life. And then we just need to take it out of someone if we are not supposed to, but we still do it.
Yeah. What about you, Mimi? Have you been to any tournaments, and has your treatment been different at any tournaments?
I've been to events before 2019, but they weren't exactly like tournaments. They're just standard events where they might have held like a Tekken tournament and it was just like a gamings event.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I wasn't really too engrossed into the scene then, so I didn't really deal with a lot back then. I feel like I'm dealing with it more now that since 2022, when I got more closer into the FGC, dealt with stuff online, and it makes me not want to go offline, if I'm honest. One, I'm hearing that events are quite smelly as it is. Two,
can confirm.
Yeah, I mean, if they smell, and then on top of that, I've got people there who are gonna act nice to my face but shitty behind my back. Why am I gonna go?
Mm.
You
But
guys
should go
like
with me.
we're supposed to be the bitches, but then we've got all
Yeah.
these certain people, especially a whole bunch of guys, who will bitch about us behind our backs, and then in person they won't say shit. They'll
That
just
tends
they'll
to be how
just
it goes. Have you guys
Yeah.
had so you've had bitching. Have you not had any threats from people though, like threats of violence or anything like that? You have?
Probably.
Okay.
Mhm.
Do you wanna
think so.
speak on it?
I have had both from boys and girls saying I
wow.
deserve to get slapped in the face. For if
Oh.
for like my scrub code dances, like people get so provoked about it because I'm just joking around what people do and how hypocritical they are, and then suddenly you piss off the wrong person. But I feel like they just say that online though.
I actually have one of your scrub quotes here.
Yeah.
Thought I'd ask you about it. This one I thought was especially interesting. Under Project 2025, every e-girl gamer shall be burned at the stake.
Yeah, I'm first to go. Don't worry, guys.
I
Is
personally
this
don't identify as an e-girl, so
is this like I've got another one here, really not beating the attention whore allegations when you're dancing and mugging for the camera, saying everyone to like and subscribe. Is it so? I went through some of your scrub quotes videos. Is this something that happens often? Because I think this is from Twitter, right?
Yeah. This was on Twitter, and then I have some on my YouTube comments, and I don't see them. I just think it's so funny because I just imagine this angry person sitting on their desk like, oh, I need to take this woman. Like I don't like they just get so provoked. They see a woman on their feet and they just goes off like they're just woman whore.
Yeah,
I don't know
Also,
how
I
it's
think-
attention whoring though.
Well, it is like dancing, and
How dare you,
dancing
Lisa?
is,
How dare you?
porn. But apparently, in some cultures, dancing is looked at as a little bit of whorish. So I'm wondering, like, maybe sometimes there is different areas, and then you see this woman just dancing, and they're like, oh,
no,
damn, another
no.
whore.
Don't give them a scapegoat. Don't give them a scapegoat. These
Okay,
guys
I'm
are idiots.
sorry.
This one is. So, do you get a lot of accusations that people that run to your defense for both of you that they are simps?
100%.
Yeah, every time. Like
Every
if
time.
now someone in chat said something, and Mike, if you jumped in and said no, don't say that, they're gonna say you're white knighting, you're a simp. Trust me,
Yeah.
man. Like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
the
Can I
go-to
tell?
response.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Can I just say something? Like GM, he checked my GOD and judged my gameplay, and since he had so much nice to say, someone said you're just saying something nice to her because she's a white privileged woman.
Damn.
You wouldn't say that to other types. Yeah, it's so funny. I don't know. It's crazy.
Okay, since you brought up race, I'm going to ask both of you. Is that something that people bring up as well? The fact that you're a white girl or that you're Asian, is it used against you?
Mm-hmm.
It's done in an indiscreet way for me. But Lisa, do you remember we spoke about this? How there's a difference between me, even though they call us white bitches, whatever. But I feel like certain people treat Lisa different to me, which is weird because I would have expected her to have the white privilege, but I'm the one who's a bit more privileged at the moment. But there's certain things that I go through as a Asian woman that is a bit kind of different to you, Lisa. But yeah.
Do you want to speak about them?
I guess
I'd like to hear both of you because I don't go. My race is never brought up. I don't get it at all. I sometimes get that I'm a bully, but that might be because of how I phrase things. But I've never had gender or sex thrown in my face. So I'm interested to hear from you guys.
Yeah, I'm just angry you're not called Mechalina. That's kind of where my
it's because my female name is Michelle.
No, it's Michalina. I've talked to you about this before, and I'm so annoyed by it. So glad you have tea with you, because that really saves you right now. But
I wore the pink top. Do you see this abuse,
That's not
guys?
enough. That's not enough. But
you should put pigtails in.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm sorry,
Tell
ladies.
him. Tell her. You're a her right now. That's true, actually. But yeah, I've gotten like a lot of my because sometimes you can't use the woman card against me because I'm already a woman. But then they see my skin color, so they can dismiss my point because of my skin color instead, which has been a thing. So I've been called mummy, like a lot of Mayo monkey.
What?
What? Mayo monkey.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
That's a white
Mayo
version.
monkey.
Male,
white
yeah, but what does that
white-
mean? Male monkey?
White
I don't
version
understand.
monkey.
They're saying she's a monkey brain, but she's what, like a white monkey.
Yeah, like there's a lot of things. I'm with the scrub quotes of that too, but yeah, I
Oh,
didn't.
Mayo monkey.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought you
I
said
say it
male.
with Norwegian accent,
Yeah,
so
okay, my
I
bad.
say a little bit. But yeah, like that stuff has been thing, and also like they even made Mimi also white in a period of time because they also wanted to dismiss her point. So they said, "Oh, this white woman too is saying something." Meanwhile, we can all clearly see she's.
Guys, do I look white to you? Like on a level, do I like? Am I white passing?
No, not at all. Maybe to someone
Okay.
I've never seen an Asian person.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no, I kept clarifying I'm not white, and then people kept calling me a white bitch, and I was like, no, I'm not white. Don't call me that. And I kept, I was just constantly called a white bitch. And then that's why me and Lisa now call it, we're like white sisters, white bitches,
White
whatever.
sisters. Yeah.
Yes.
So is there anything in particular, because I spoke to you earlier, Mimi, but I guess the same would be for Lisa. Are there any situations in particular? Like I've seen some stuff on Twitter about tier lists, and I didn't know if you guys wanted to talk about this because this came up again in a different community. I can't remember which one it was, but there was a tier list in, I think it might have been, actually I'm not going to say the name in case I get it wrong, but it was another gaming community where a bunch of girls were thrown into a tier list and it was put online, and it drummed up a whole bunch of game controversy. And I know some time ago this might have come up. There was a lot of talking points around it. Were you guys involved in this in any way?
I was sent the tweet. If it's the one that you're talking about, there was a tier list full of women dropped in the scene, and I just found it to be really disgusting. Like,
But
it's so weird.
Yeah,
That's
it's
some
very
like
weird.
beta boy shit that is. Like,
Yeah.
imagine. I sit there and I think if I had a son and he came online and he participated in some type of tier list doing this shit, I'm not saying I'm going to beat him. I'm not saying that.
You're from an Asian household. We know full well. I'm from a half black house. They beat us. We get beatings if we do stuff out of line.
I'm not saying anything
I'll beat
that
my
could be
son.
used against me. Okay, you say
Of course. Like if I had a kid that was doing, my mom used to beat me when I was a kid. I remember she caught me trading Pokemon cards in the toilets when I was little, when I was skipping off school. She caught me because she dragged my brother outside of his lesson because he was doing something stupid, and she caught me doing something dumb, and she beat me in front of everyone. That's normal for Greek kids or African kids. So I got no problem saying that online.
Well, I didn't get much. I remember there was one time my dad was really angry because no one wants to do anything, and that's the only time I think I got a slap on the butt. Other than that, it was very calm here in my house on us. Of course, there was a lot of fights, but I guess that's just the culture is just different in relation to where we are.
Okay. So I guess I'll ask you, Lisa, since you've got like a really big channel. Do you ever look at your analytics and do you know like are most of your subscribers male or female?
Male.
Okay. And when you're streaming, do these things ever happen live, or is it things that come into Twitter afterwards? Because I've still got some of your messages here of things people have sent you, and I'm like, surely people are not saying this on live stream.
Yeah, there has been people the thing is, I can probably say that like a lot of the people I mock for saying things to me, they sadly get quite obsessed with me. So they will come into my live stream and say the same things, and I'm just gonna ignore it because I don't care. And then they get even more angry, and they have gone into like DMs and such. Like they get really obsessed. because they are so annoyed, and I'm 100% sure they're so annoyed that a woman like literally called them out and put them down while they were trying to put me down. Do you understand? And then they get emotional, even though men cannot be emotional. So then they triggered and go full female on me, you know.
When you say they're obsessed with you, do you mean they just continuously message you, or they show up to your live streams, or is there
They
anything
comment
escalated?
everywhere. They comment and comment and comment. They come with ugly, like you're ugly, you're this, you're that. They come into the live stream saying I'm a psycho, and like they just go totally nuts in what they write. But that's just how it is. They are already angry that I have just made fun of them, so they just want to take back on me, and I understand it. While they should just say they're sorry, they will not say they're sorry. They will, yeah.
And what about you, Mimi? Is that similar as well? Do people become obsessed if you like make fun of them, or do you get like harassment from people?
I mean, I've had that even outside of the FGC, but on a minor scale in the FGC. Yeah, because some of the people, like I mentioned earlier, who've gossiped about me, if I've tried to defend myself and tell the truth, there's some form of like obsession talking about me to the people in the scene behind the scenes, at least, like without, they're trying to like do it in a way without me finding out, but I always find out everything. You guys can't. Yeah. I find out everything, guys. Yeah, trust me. Not everyone's cool with me, so people will always tell me, you know. But in terms of like in the way like how Lisa's obsessive stalkers are, I mean, if I get troll comments on my YouTube or my Twitch, they just get cussed out, banned. To be honest, I cuss them out to a point, they just disappear, or I just ignore them after a while, because at the end of the day, people doing this stuff, they hate themselves. They give hate because they hate themselves. When they're saying stuff to Lisa like, oh, you're ugly, it's because they're ugly. Simple. Yeah. Facts. Lisa's beautiful. Like, come on. No one's blind here.
Can I ask you, Lisa, how does Miro ever get any of this sent his way?
Yeah, I think I've been, because there is some person saying like Miro took what was it from he took a shot for Mandem or something, like stuff like that, and Miro deserves better. But it's also the other way though, like there's been racist stuff towards him, and because I've been called a race traitor and stuff like that, and he has like they have insulted him on his skin tone too, so it's been like a mix there. But like, come on, most people are really happy for us. Like I have mostly seen just good things. Like, yet again, I feel like it's so easy to talk about it. That's very normal for the human brain to do too, to like find the negative in everything. But most people like us in general. It's just the weird people are few, but they are very vocal, I guess, is my point of view.
Okay, cool. And I guess, Mimi, I'll ask you, do you ever get any weird messages sent your way if you associate with certain guys, or do people always assume things if you're friends with people? Because I know like Ellie was supposed to be on this live stream, but she's had to go somewhere. She might come and join us later on. But when she used to play Counter-Strike and when she used to play, what's that game? Overwatch. Whenever she would chat to guys on the mic, or whenever she would be seen talking to a guy in person, she'd automatically get things sent to her. Like, oh, is that boyfriend? What are you doing with that person? Why are you with that guy? Which was weird, because when I would go to tournaments, if I spoke to girls, I'd never get anything sent my way. So it was interesting, you know, to have her here to read her inbox, to see what people are saying. Is that something that you experience?
All the time. Look how many people I've talked to in the FGC, and someone's like, she's shagging so-and-so, she's shagging so-and-so. And I'm like, I don't want to fuck none of you. Literally, I'll call everyone. Like, bro, I literally just keep it chill. Just keep it to games. Nothing personal. But the amount of people that will say, oh, there's something going on with her and them. And I'm like, do I look like I fucking E-date?
Yeah. No, but I know that like that I know that from high school level, like that is some high school level, because I played with football with guys, like I've been through that experience, and it's like it's so easy to just throw out that because they are jealous themselves, so they want like that gossip to be true or something. But you're just one that likes to chill and do stuff that sadly most guys like, so there's not that many girls to chill with either, so of course you're going to hang out more with guys. Not that that is supposed to be an issue at all, like you're supposed to be treated like a buddy just like everyone else, but I can understand of course that someone catches feelings.
Oh, don't get me
sometimes.
started on that.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
let's get you started on it. This go on, tell us, give us the tea.
yeah.
Remember I told you that people warned me about not being friends with guys. Certain guys might take it the wrong way. Now, I hold myself partially accountable because, Lisa, you know this, I'm way too nice for my own good. I don't like hurting anyone's feelings.
Yeah,
but I'm
absolutely.
at a point, I have to be straight up these days, even if it hurts people's feelings. Because there was a situation last year where I was just getting to know a guy. Like, we were just friends. Like, we were just playing Tekken and stuff. And we were getting really close, like opening up about our personal lives. And he told me he loved me after a week.
A week?
My
And
heart.
it freaked me. It freaked me out. And I didn't want to be rude because he's told me about, like, again, I'm not going to mention names here because he's mentioned sensitive things about, like, sorry, trigger warning, guys, like self-harm and suicide and
Yeah,
I don't know if I
and
can
that's
say
so
that.
manipulative. It's so manipulative.
But he's mentioned like this to do with his life, and then I'm just like, this is a sensitive, vulnerable person. I'm just gonna be nice. He kept trying to push me into a relationship with him, and I was like, no, dude, it's not gonna work. And plus, like, I'm focused on other aspects of my life. I'm not like, I was trying not to hurt his feelings, but I just
This is
kind of
somewhere in
made
the
it.
FGC.
Yeah, they tried to cancel me and then it backfired because they accused me of certain things that they did, but I had receipts. And I'm like, this is why I tell people, don't fuck with me. Like, I've got receipts of everything, man. Like, the thing is, I don't like cancel culture. I don't like coming out with this shit.
Absolutely.
But the fact he tried to do that, I had to defend myself. I didn't even put the receipts on Twitter. I just showed a few trustworthy people who were like ready to back me. And they had my back, and then he shut up for a bit, and then more drama happened, like winter 2024. And he popped up back then after a few months of like kind of canceling himself. And I'm just thinking, these people don't, like, he was very emotionally unstable. And this is what I find in the FGC. There's a lot of people who, I'm very observant. Like, I can see a lot of people need therapy, or they're like quite emotionally unstable, or obviously I know people come online to play games. They're like trying to escape from their real life problems, maybe. Like, don't get me wrong, I've got problems going on at home too. I've got problems in my health. I'm very open about a lot of this stuff. But yeah, I'll come online. I want to have a laugh. I want to play games, just chill with you guys. But I just think there's levels to shit. You don't come online and you don't start assuming everyone wants to fucking e-date you.
Yeah.
Do you guys get that often where you talk to guys? Like, maybe Lisa, you could answer this. Where you'll be nice to somebody, and then like Mimi's situation, they fall in love within a week or something.
I guess if me and Miriam in our old times where we weren't official, we had some laughs about one of my earlier mods had a crush on me, and that was starting to get very obvious because he started to get competition by Marcus. So then he needed to mark his territory more. So he started with some sexual jokes that I got really annoyed at. And then, of course, Marcus was laughing about it. Like, he had a good laugh. I did not have a good laugh about it. And yes, the moment we got official, he left the server, everything, cut me totally out, didn't say anything to me, which I understand. You know what? Like, of course, if you really have that, but I was very showing on my side that I was not interested in him. Like, I was nice like Mimi. I was back in your spot, basically. So I was not like, of course I was civil, but like, you need to chill.
Yeah.
But he didn't get it, I guess. But then I have a question for you. Because you have a sister, and stuff like that. Don't you think that has something to do with like treating a woman like a individual, like a normal person in general?
What is in like because I've grown up around girls.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, like majority of my cousins, my Greek cousins who I'm closer to are girls, and then obviously I've got Ellie and Chelsea. I'm very close to my mum, so and even some of my like closest friends in school were girls, and I would get it as well. Like I remember, there's a girl that I'm like super tight with. Like she was basically family. I'd walk home with all the time. Her name's Andrula. It got to the point where I had to call her my cousin. Because we could get away with it because she was Greek, so people fell for it. But up until that point, everyone thought that she was like my girlfriend in secret, which was really annoying because we were literally, I'd met her mum, she'd come to my house. It was just, I don't know, I think because she was Greek, I could talk to her about things and that she would understand. And she's one of my neighbors. So I watched it growing up where everybody would assume, and then disrespectful comments would come out. The immediate one of the immediate comments I would get, and I know this is like people in secondary school, but unfortunately in the FGC they do it as well.
Yeah.
Is oh, is she good? Blah blah blah. I'm like, bro, first of all, you know, like I said to them, she's my cousin. Secondly, why would I tell you that? You know, like we're not friends, we're not talking like that. So I always grew up around girls. My boys always like I grew up in the arcade scene as well. And it was very normal for us to see a girl and want her to come and play with us because it was 90% sausage fest. Like there was no girls there at all. And whenever we'd see a girl, we'd welcome her in. So when I see how people are talking online, and I'm going to bring up FemShep in a little bit, when I see like how everyone's talking online about girls not wanting them in the FGC, and I know I'm not accusing Tenryo or Meek or any of those guys of saying it themselves, but somebody in their space said it. Which is why I went in there to ask them, you know, that all that bullshit that started on Twitter the other day. It's weird to me because over here in the UK, that's not the norm. I've grown up playing Smash Brothers with girls, so it's very bizarre to me to see people behaving like that. I understand the culture has kind of been shaped by guys because it's a male-dominated space, and I've always said we can invite girls in, and the way I see it is you make sure they understand they're safe and everything's cool. And then start cussing them like the way we cuss the boys so they know it's all a joke. Don't just invite them in and start saying, you whore, you're shit, they're getting this, that, and the other, because obviously they're going to be like, what the fuck? And some guys don't understand that. So I get where you guys are coming from 100%. It would be the same with guys. If I went to the arcades and like where I met Cobra Commando, like Lion-O, and they just started ripping into me, I'd think, oh, okay, these guys probably don't like me. I don't know you, so don't chat to me like that. So I don't know why they treat girls differently.
Yeah, I guess, but I also feel like because I've been growing up with a lot of guys because I liked football and gaming and stuff, then it's been banter. So I have just been used to the banter so much that I don't have that perspective. And the perspective I've gotten though, mostly for girls, is basically it's easy to get attention, but it's hard to get respect. Respect is hard for a woman to earn. Also here in FGC, I see it a lot. Like even like when I have gotten respect now, they talk suddenly about other girls, like saying, "Oh, you're not like them" and stuff like it's so stupid. Like
it's backhanded, isn't it?
Yeah. Like they're like talking like, "Oh, okay, you have proven yourself, but the other girls, they're not." Like it's like. You wouldn't say that to any of the other guys. Like you wouldn't go into Michelina's stream and say he's not like the other boys, you know. It gives like a weird vibe in that sense, which of course. So then you can say because that has been one of the biggest discussion points I know with girls. Are saying, "Oh, it's so annoying that girls get so much attention and they don't deserve it," and this and that. While it's so easy to shit on them, I saw on Valkyrie. How do you even say that name? Valkyrie, yeah. I saw on her post, like, she's supposed to be a very respected woman, and still the post was full of people thinking she had OnlyFans, and like just shitting on her that they wouldn't have done on another men's stream, basically. And Yeah, sorry.
Can I ask you guys a question then? Because I don't want this to come across like I'm being disrespectful to any girls, but this is something a girl said to me. Obviously, like I've read through your comment sections, I've seen what people say. I know people generally perceive you to be attractive, but this girl said this herself. I'm not saying this about her, just to make it clear. She said, I'm unattractive and overweight, and I don't experience these things. And, I think that this is something that maybe only pretty girls deal with. She said this about herself, guy. I'm not calling her fat just before anyone says anything. She's saying to me that the reality of a fat girl in the gaming scene or an unattractive girl is different to that of maybe you guys. Do you guys have any friends that have said this to you? Because it wasn't one girl that said it. One girl said it initially, and then some other girls were like, "Yeah, this is actually something that is common for us that they don't experience. That we don't get to see this side of it."
100%. There's been talk about the pretty privilege and stuff like that, and hate in that way. I have a cute dog too, so that also helps. But 100%. That's also been an excuse for why I have some. I'm pretty sure Mimi has gotten some of them too, 100%. Or no?
I think I remember seeing a discussion about this a very long time ago where it's I think I saw it on Twitter where someone had mentioned like it's different for girls who are attractive and girls who are unattractive. The thing is, I think because we're women, it's just different ammo. It's like we're going to get shot by one type of bullet, they're going to get shot by a different type. Because there are guys, unfortunately, who are too comfortable just, talking to women a certain way. So I think imagine like the most type of toxic guy you'll find on like Overwatch or whatever. If he comes across me and you, Lisa, and he can't see our faces, just hears our voices, he's just going to tell us to go back to the kitchen.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
And if it's another woman who, let's say if it's someone like how you just like gave an example, Mike, like of a girl who thinks she's unattractive or overweight or whatever, she's still probably going to get told to go back to the kitchen. Why? Yeah. Because they're going to hear her voice and say, oh, okay, woman.
Yeah, I brought the equipment from the kitchen too, so you guys can't say that I'm not on the kitchen chat.
You can't say go back to the kitchen. The kitchen, you brought the kitchen to her.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, you can't say that.
Can I ask you guys about the whole FemShep situation? I assume you both know what's been going on. So, in case the chat doesn't know, a girl called FemShep got sponsored by a team called Paragon, and some other members of the FGC took issue with this. So obviously that devolved into a whole situation. What is your take on the situation? Because I didn't know much about FemShep before it. I don't like some of the things I've seen, I'll be completely honest, but I also don't really understand what the initial problem was, because initially I thought there was an issue because she was a girl that got sponsored. People were saying she's undeserving. These guys took real issue with it, Tenrio and Meek and Arturo Sanchez. And I didn't really understand because I always thought they were creating their own FGC, so they weren't really interested in the current FGC and they were doing their own thing. Do you guys know FemShep? Why were they so angry about it?
Can I just be honest and say, who gives a frick? Is that the right way to say that in the most reformed way, since I'm reformed? Because like, there's just a person getting sponsorship. Like, if it was a boy, who cares? It's just a person. Just congratulate and move on with your day. Don't think like it should have been me. What have you done to get that? Like, who cares? I don't get sponsorships. Should I be mad? Like, come on. It's just a person getting. Like, we don't even need to say woman. Like, it's just a person getting it. And just because it's a woman. But, like, oh, my God, the points they make is so funny, though. Like, it's crazy. Like, saying women are root to all evil. And then the woman is giving birth to them. Like, okay, maybe you were the evil that the woman gave birth to. Okay, yeah, true. Like, it's just, like, it doesn't make sense. The points doesn't make sense. And I'm sorry, I'm a really bad debater. As we already know from before, I have had my try of debating, and then that didn't go well. This situation is much better and we can chill and talk. But yeah, like the points they make is so crazy. And I'm very happy, Michelina, that you took one for the girls and stood in that discussion, because I would never. I can't.
I mean, I got a lot of abuse for that, which I was expecting. People on both sides are throwing shit at me. I think when you're on Twitter, I'll ask you in a sec, Mimi, as well, what you think about this. But when you're on Twitter, unfortunately, I think everybody's reading stuff in an angry voice. And I'm not that kind of person. I'm normally chilled out. I don't really care what people are saying to the point that I'm going to get angry. But when I entered that space, for people that don't know, someone took a screenshot of it and said this is laughable and started calling people in there stinky. And because I was one of the people in there, they were also referring to me. So I put up a tweet saying my intentions were to go in there and were to defend women, because it wasn't all the guys in there that were saying something. It was most of them didn't say anything about that particular thing. There was one guy in there called Bearded or Beardy or something like that, that said something about women that I went in there to speak about. But because I put that post up, they got very bent out of shape, and they were like, "Oh, you're simping for women, you're shucking and jiving for them, you're doing a dance," and they were trying to give me advice on how to navigate the FGC when most of them have not been in the FGC as long as I have. They just weren't aware of me. So that's just to fill in the chat on what was going on. You know, I'm still getting people saying dumb shit to me as well, which is fine. It's Twitter. But did you see that situation? Sorry, go on, Lisa.
When you're Michelina, like you should go in with your real name. You should have gone in there, talked like that. You need to think like that. I'm sorry. Now
maybe I will next time.
Yeah, do that.
What did you think of the situation, Mimi? Do you know the whole situation that's going on?
When I looked, I just saw a whole bunch of people bashing her for being a woman sponsored. That's how it looked. Whether it was, whether it wasn't, whether it was different intentions, the way it looked on my end, she's a woman, she got sponsored. This is not allowed. That's how it looked. And I'm like, what is the problem? Like, is she a bad player? And from what I saw, she's not a bad player. So I'm like, what is the issue? And yeah, I just don't know. I don't know what
it seems to have developed after that. I'm going to be speaking to a guy that's been dragged into it on Thursday, I think. But that initial outrage at her getting sponsored, I couldn't make heads or tails of it. And I find it funny, a lot of them blocked me after that, which is the behavior of the people that they claim to hate as well. Which, by the way, for anyone watching and listening right now, what is the point in blocking on Twitter? I don't understand. You can still see everything.
Yeah,
I can still see everything you're doing. I can still interact with, I can still take the post and put it on my feed and make a whole thing out of it. So I don't understand. It's not like I'm harassing these people. But yeah, so have you guys ever had opportunities where like maybe you've been like reached out to by advertisers or anything? This happened to someone that I know, where she got an opportunity from an advertiser, and you know she only had like 1,000 subscribers, and then she got a lot of hate because she's a woman. They were like, "Oh, you're only getting this advertisement because you're a woman." Has that happened to you? Because I know, Mimi, you do ads for some companies sometimes.
I was sponsored last year, but I was sponsored as a content creator, not as a player. And no one publicly said anything as far as I remember. Like, people were pretty supportive. I think also because I wasn't sponsored as a player, like more so as a content creator. And I do put a lot of time into my content, you know? So, you know, but I think I did hear people like were whispering about this behind the scenes, like, oh, she got sponsored. Oh, it's because she's a woman. And I was like, yeah, it's because I've got no talent whatsoever. Okay, fine. It's just because I'm a woman. Sure. So I just kind of disregarded it. But that's my one instance when I was sponsored. When it comes to, but I do hear that quite often. People say it to me, even like who are cool with me in passing. They'll be like, oh, it's because you're a girl. And I'm like, maybe, okay, fine. Maybe for some people, they see me, she's a girl, fine. Like, they'll throw an opportunity at me. But, you know, me being delusional, maybe I want to believe it's because of my talents. So, and I think I do kind of work a bit on my content. So, yeah.
No, your editing is, I can't edit that well. My editing is shit. I edit like I've edited for one day. So I watched your guide, which you guys should go and watch about. It was Brian, right? And the editing was sick. I can't edit to save my life. Every time I try to do something new, I end up breaking something. and then I get really annoyed and I corrupt my whole computer. These guys know the whole situation, but no, I think you're doing a good job on your channel. I think you should continue streaming. But Lisa, does that ever happen to you? Have you ever had advertisements and people have done that?
No, I have had advertisers, but nothing like. The thing is, like in Norway, like then I'm one of the big ones.
Yeah.
Because Norway, we are so small and we don't have much. So I don't really. I don't think there's much to say about me at all. But also, I do believe, like, yet again, like I do believe I've gotten some respect in general in FGC after a while. So I guess also that makes it. Of course, I do always get these small comments, but I don't feel like I get too much. I guess anymore. Hopefully. Well, I have had persons made the videos talking about how ugly I was without makeup.
Oh wow! Someone made a video.
Yeah, a whole video.
Are they blind?
Huh?
Are they blind?
Yeah, this is my face without makeup, and they said that was ugly because I haven't seen it before. But the only thing that happened was I banned him in my chat. That's why I'm saying these people get so obsessive the moment I ban them or anything. So I banned him 3 months, and after that he came with 2 videos. First 1 video, and then I responded to it, and then I was looking at how he played, and he played like shit. So I laughed at it, and then he thought I would call him ugly back. But why would I insult on that level? I don't care. I'm going to talk shit about your gameplay. Couldn't KBD or couldn't do anything. And then after, in the next video, his response was showing how he could KBD. After I criticized him, so then he had learned it out. You know what? But yeah, so that's things that happen. But I feel like that happens with a lot of women. Not gonna lie, it's like exposed without makeup. This is how she looks. Look how ugly she looks. And
Gotcha.
Then, yeah,
like,
it's a
whoa,
gotcha.
Whoa,
like, it's
sorry.
crazy. It's like, oh my god, she looks like a person.
How am I gonna sleep at night?
You look like a goddess, and then you took off that makeup. It's so crazy, and then people are like, yeah, I knew it. I knew those simps were only looking for her. Look how she looks without. She's gonna lose all her followers now.
But
you know that,
like that. Guys like this, they don't pick on guys, like they don't pick on people their own size. They pick on women because they think we're like weaker or we're gonna just cry or whatever.
Yeah.
The moment you, the reason why he's even trying to attack your looks is because he can't fucking Korean backdash. He can't do shit.
Yeah.
So he's got such an ego problem. He's gonna deflect. People project online, especially. They project.
100%.
So they'll find an easy target. So the easy target online is woman, easy target. But then when they get clapped back, then that's it. Their fragile ego goes into smithereens.
Yeah, but they don't even hold it in game. They just go on looks. It's so lazy. There's nothing like you could have at least said what I did bad with Nina. No, they need to like, you're ugly. Like they just like, okay, what else? What's that gonna like? How is that a good insult? I don't even think I feel like it's just lazy. Go back to your kitchen. It's also like lazy insults. Like at least come with something good.
Be creative in it.
Yeah, like come on. Like
speaking of creative and long comments, I pulled this comment, Lisa.
Yeah.
That I was like, the comment is so long that the screenshot doesn't even cover all of it. But I wanted to show you guys some of the dumb shit that is left. I've never received something like this in my life.
I'm reading all of that.
Really angry.
I'm not reading all of that. What the TLDR,
They get so angry. I don't understand.
They sat there going, before this so
yeah, like, I don't understand.
And you know what makes me laugh the most is that obviously I know you guys have seen my content. I'm quite outspoken about things, but in all the time that I've been doing content about DEI or maybe like I've got a video coming out tomorrow about some girl that said something I didn't like. I never get girls commenting this sort of stuff. Or even when I call out guys, I never get this stuff, even though you could argue that some of my content might be antagonistic to some people. But I read this and I was sitting and I was like, man, Lisa really gets under people's skin.
Yeah, I do. I had one person that came into my chat saying women were so much more emotional than men. And then I started, like, you know, how I think I've shown how petty I am. So I started just joking about it on stream, like, I must be really manly to win. Like, and that was like, I think I got TGS with Nina. Then I was like, I fought with like a man and stuff. And he got so angry. He wrote me so like this long paragraph of why women are so emotional and why I need to accept it. Like I
The
didn't read all that. Like
hypocrisy of that.
It's so long, and I'm not reading that shit. And it was just about how emotional. I don't like. Men are emotional too. Why are you writing this? If you're not emotional, how are you not? Can't you see what you're doing?
Well, do you know when they say men are not emotional? I always find that stupid because anger is an emotion as well. And most of the time, I'm going to say this as a guy, when the emotion that comes out of me when I'm bothered is anger initially. And so when guys say, oh, you know, we're not emotional, guys don't get emotional, that is either they don't understand what the word emotional means and they just think that it's crying or like sitting on your thumbs and moaning. Men are very emotional these days. I mean, you can just, there's another comment here that I pulled that I found really funny.
Yeah, that guy has been literally so obsessed with me. He's been in my streams. He's been everywhere, in my DMs, everything. I feel like I told you, Mimi, a little bit about this. Yeah.
Sorry, can someone tell me, like, how do you look like if you have a OF? Like, what's the
this? This is apparently how you look.
Which is crazy to me because I've been watching your content, both of you, and I've never seen you guys wear things that would make people think that you have an OF. Like, I've never seen you even put that idea in people's heads, but this seems to be the low IQ talking point from people when they don't know how to approach you, or they have something nasty to say, but they don't have the intellect to put it into words. They just lean on OnlyFans. It's OnlyFans the common insult you guys get.
On OnlyFans themselves, like subscribing and shit, probably watching a lot of porn themselves.
Yeah,
that's why their brains wired this way. Oh, the only women I see is on my screen when I'm hate fucking my hand at night. But then,
but
a real woman, then it's kind of like, oh, how do I treat her? Oh, you know.
But they need to be very careful about it. This guy also, like, I'm not gonna say it out loud. Like, it was easy to find how we looked, his name. Like, these are not even trying to be real trolls. They just are so angry. Like, I'm not gonna say where he's from and everything, but I know everything. So
Elisa, if you know everything, can you please explain to me what this is? What the hell is this? I came across this. I saw someone comment it, and I was like, I don't understand. Now, from what I've been told, this is a Brian main, which seems to be common for people that play Brian, apparently. But what is this?
There's a person, Sumi, on Twitter that posted that shit, and I was like, damn, that was crazy. So I added it in my thing. So yeah, but that's like typical Brian behavior, sadly. I know there's a lot of Brian mains that are nice in our community, but damn, that other group is really bringing you guys down. I'm sorry to say it. We need to, Brian mains, you need to disown these people. I don't know how, but you need to have a crisis meeting with the other Brian mains and then just talk it through how to get, like, I don't understand how it becomes like this.
Yeah, that image was crazy to me. I saw it and I was like, I don't even know. I can't even make heads or tails of what is going on here.
Some people weren't beaten up as kids. That's all I can say, man.
Hey, now. Hey. Oh, I wasn't beaten. But I'm a nice person still, no?
It's fine. You didn't need to beat. Some people who are doing this shit needed beats. Or maybe they got beaten too hard and they got brain damage, clearly.
That can also be.
Mimi, I know you raised some topics to me that you wanted to talk about. So there was one that, like, I didn't know if it related to the FGC or not, but I guess, you know, it's something that you've experienced. So maybe both of you can speak about it. You were talking to me about a TikTok that went viral about a girl's eyelashes and her nails. and somehow that got back to the FGC, and somehow it was being used against you. Can you?
No, not in that
Maybe
sense.
did I miss the? Did I get
There
that
was
wrong?
God
I
damn
think
it.
I'm bad at speaking, so I think when I was bringing that up, like, okay, so this, it's not totally FGC related, but I remember like people in the FGC were talking about it, so I'm like, okay, it's coming to the FGC now. So there was a TikTok of a Indian girl, and she's talking about have it like, because people try and say Indian girls are ugly, but she was trying to say, well, look, I've got natural nails, long thick lashes, long thick hair, and the whole point of that isn't to bash, like, it's kind of to like Indian girls do that to defend themselves, but some people took it as like anti-black and stuff, and they were like shitting on her even more, saying in the comments that she's smelly, ugly, hairy, all these things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna lie, every time I've told someone I'm Punjabi, not in recent times, but there's definitely been times people have thrown those comments at me as well. And it made me think about this in the FGC, being a Punjabi woman. I think being a South Asian woman, I've noticed certain people who are South Asian, not all of them, a lot of them are cool with me, but there's certain people who will treat for example, like a white woman, maybe they'll probably treat her like shit too, but probably a bit better than me, because they're expecting me to be like imagine if like I'm doing cosplaying and then there's a white woman doing cosplaying. They'll look at her and think, oh, whatever, it's fine. Like, But with me, how dare she? What a whore. Like, I think I get more kind of stick for it because of that whole, like, because of my South Asian culture as well. Like, some of the guys are probably expecting me to be a bit more cultural, but I don't think I'm doing any harm doing cosplaying, you know?
Are you getting that hate from people in your culture within the FGC, or are you getting it from
both? So there's certain people who have this certain expectation of me because they're South Asian themselves. Again, not all of them. There's a lot of South Asians in the FGC who are absolutely cool, but there's also some who are not and have just made absurd sort of comments towards me or in chats. And like, again, it's to do with the whole curry, the smell, and being hairy. And I'm just like, come smell me. Come smell
I
me.
don't know if
Tell
you
me I
should
smell
even,
Yeah,
don't invite people
no,
to
no,
sniff
don't.
no.
Yeah. I'm not even saying, like, I don't even want to go to FGC events if in case they smell, but they're worried about me, and I'm like, you're not worried about your underarms. You're worried about me instead.
Don't worry, you don't look like you smell. 100%. You look like you are clean.
Clean. I am clean, guys.
It
some of these
looks more clean
people-
like than me. But yeah.
For some people, they'll go to FGC events, for example, they'll stink, but they're the first ones to make comments. Oh, this person's South Asian, they must smell. And I'm like, have you smelled yourself?
Stupid.
Like,
100%.
so I think some of it comes down to being a brown girl, but then it confuses me. Some people think I'm white, and I'm like, what am I to you guys? Like, fucking get a grip.
I feel like they almost use it against you, like because
am I white?
you can be
am
chosen.
I brown?
Yeah, like,
You're like, curry,
now we choose the version to get the insult that we want. We can just choose that card on you. Okay, we put that on you.
It's just
somehow.
Yeah. But when I saw that TikTok, Mike, the reason why I brought it up is because people were trying to shame that girl into thinking she's anti-black. But I don't know if she is or isn't. But the first thing I thought of is when I grew up, for example, I went to an all-white school. I was like the only brown girl in my class.
Yeah.
And I remember people making comments about me or like treating me like I'm an alien. And I remember I'd cried, like, I remember saying, like, crying to my mom, like, oh, this is what's been said. And she would say, well, they're just jealous because you've got thicker hair. Like, this is something your parents just teach you, whether it's right or wrong. This is something your parents would just teach you to make you feel better, especially when you're a minority as well. That's how I saw that post. But then I was kind of thinking about it in the terms of FGC. Have I experienced issues?
Your hair is so
nice
nice too. So I agree with your mother. Yeah.
But yeah, I was trying to think, do I experience shit like as a woman of color? And I feel like I have, from fellow South Asians and from non-South Asians too. So yeah.
But I can also tell a little bit about how in Norwegians, we are often quite pale in the skin. On my school, because I looked the way I looked, I got bullied too.
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, so
Crazy.
because
Wait, you got bullied in Norway
yeah,
for the way you look?
yes.
What, they don't look like you?
The thing is, growing up, I was struggling a lot to talk and give out my opinion, so I didn't really have much friends from the start. I was a nerd, I was a gamer, so people really didn't want to hang out with me because of that. And then I was a little bit chubby. I was a good, sweet little chubby kid, which when you grow up, you become 16. Suddenly, I became pretty instead. In regards to their terms, and then I looked popular, but I haven't learned how to speak like a popular kid, which is a weird combination. So I looked like someone women could be jealous of, and also I didn't understand how to speak to people. So I also looked very dumb, because I was just giggling because I have no response to how to deal with getting attention. The teachers really hated me because of how I was. They told other kids to stay away from me because I was a bad thing for them to be next to. Other girls talked shit about me. Other guys also talked shit about me. Like, there was a lot of things, and I was so naive, I didn't understand anything. But yeah, so like that's I had a lot of issues in relation to how I looked and how I behaved in that regard. And I wanted to play games with people, and people thought I would wanted to do other stuff with them, while I just wanted to play games. So I couldn't join them on these things because no one wanted. Like, yeah, it was just a weird, different experience. But yeah, so it was based on a lot of my looks also.
If it makes you guys feel any better at all, I got bullied in school
Yeah,
for about.
bully gang.
I handled it in the worst way possible. I got bullied from year 7 till year 9, which year 7 is the first year in the UK you enter secondary school. So I got bullied from year 7 to year 9 because I was very overweight. I was very, very chubby, and I hung around with all the cool boys, and they were all in shape. They were on the basketball team. So I was the fat kid in the cool group. And I'll never forget this girl called Georgina. We were in the science corridor, and she saw me come out of the classroom, and she started pretending like there was an earthquake, and she was doing it in front of the other girls. And just after that, another girl called Natasha walked up to me after she'd done that, and she goes, you might be good looking if you weren't so fat. And I remember I went home, and I was like, that's the biggest L I might ever take in my life. But I handled it in a really, really bad way. So during that break of school, I decided to like take fitness a bit more seriously. Yeah, what Bins is saying is true. I entered a villain arc where I started going to the gym with my uncle, and I went with my friend who was also overweight. And I would say to him, we're going to get them back. We're going to get them back. And I came back to school, and I'd lost a lot of weight. And then I became the arsehole. Some of the girls had put on weight. Some of the guys had gotten out of shape. Some of them weren't on the basketball team anymore. And I started being a prick. So I don't recommend anyone doing that. I lent into my hate, but if it makes you guys feel better, I did get called fat a lot in school as well.
Well, I did the same. I was going to prove those people. I was going to show them and everything. I've been going the same path, just in the girl version. I was going to be everything that they didn't understand, like, because the teachers didn't like me either. So I wanted to prove them wrong too. And then we had a reunion, and then they didn't even show up. So who was I going to prove anything to? So it was that arc was a big failure, but at least it also helped me because I'm quite successful on my other time outside of content creation. So I'm very happy with hard work. It does pay off. So maybe that arc was good for you, even though it was kind of negative at the same time.
Yeah.
So
No, that's. I wanted to touch on something you guys mentioned earlier, and like we've spoken about guys and the way they've treated you, but obviously I've seen how cliquey some girls can be in the FGC as well. You were talking about, you mentioned something earlier. I know you don't want to say names. You don't have to if you don't want to. But what has been like your most pressing issue with girls since you two have become popular online? Like, are there any things that really stand out where you feel like girls are, because you were talking about picking sides, and I know what that feels like, having been someone that's refused to pick sides. Do you guys ever feel pressured by other girls to pick sides? And if so, do they start harassing you like not the way the guys do, but you also get harassment from them?
There's certain people who are just bullies in the FGC. Then in the way they do it is because they have got fragile egos. There's one person I'm talking about in particular here, and it's the same girl I mentioned earlier where I had like defended her at one point. And the reason why I'm bringing her up is because, like I said, she had some past beef. I remember coming into the FGC, for example, and it's like she wanted me to pick sides. And I'm like, I'm a fucking boomer. I don't know how this online shit kind of goes. Like, and it's not for me to get involved with. Like, unless you're going to show me everything, tell me everything properly, maybe. But she didn't show me shit. And the people that she was saying were bad, I was just being civil with everyone. And they weren't so, like, okay, maybe they have a few bad traits, but then they were saying she was bad and she has a few bad traits. So I'm like, okay, everyone's just shit then, basically. not actual shit, but like, you know, everyone, no one's perfect. Everyone's got their good and bad, right? And I thought, you know what, this is out of my realm. I'm online to play games. Like, I have enough shit going on at home and with my health and stuff. I'm just going to take a step back. I wasn't here when it happened. But because this hurts certain people's egos and they want you to pick sides, they will just start calling, like, accusing you of other things. Oh, you're associated with these people. You're this, you're that. And I'm like,
terrible.
What do you say fuck me for? Like, bro, I'm not even involved. Like, the whole Big Nose and King J argument.
Yeah, you weren't there.
I wasn't involved. I liked all of King J's tweets, though, because, like, Big Nose fucked up. He did. And King J, I don't think he, like, if he's offended by, like, the situation, he can be, right? Who is there to, like, take that away from him? At the end of the day, I thought, okay, he's upset, fine, valid reasons. Big Nose fucked up. It is what it is, right? I didn't know I was expected to say something. Like, who the fuck am I? Am I the queen of the FGC? I need to go online.
Queen of Twitter.
I need to go online and say, I am on King J. Fuck Big Nose. Like, I'm not doing this.
IceyMim hereby announces King J that is right in this position.
Am I the judge?
Yeah, knock it down. Now here we have it.
Like,
ready there, because kitchen, you know, you need to be outside the kitchen. Knock that down.
But it's just so baffling to me. Like, are you lot fucking children on a playground? Because, guys, I'm from Birmingham. We don't do shit like that here. You talk shit, you get banged, or you just deal with it. You sort it out. You shake on it. Like, none of this prissy bullshit online. I'm not a fucking kid. And the fact that I was expected to say something, and I'm like, I've been banged. Like, I hate talking about my health because I know some people probably might get a bit overwhelmed or annoyed. But sometimes I have to literally badger people like, I'm sick, fuck off, leave me alone. Because my health at the moment is my priority. It's not the best right now. So when I'm dealing with stuff like this and this drama happens and then I'm expected to, like, take sides, I'm like, what the hell? What has this girl, why has she got a problem with me? Because I didn't pick sides. Because is it because I'm a woman and she expects me to be like, oh, mommy cuddle you? Like, I'm not gonna do that. Like, this is the real. Just
before Lisa jumps in, can I ask if this girl's gonna know who she is that you're speaking about, right? When she sees this, what do you think the reaction is gonna be?
Where? Gonna cry in her community, a private post again. I'm not gonna say who it is.
The chat wants that tea.
No, not Mrs. PlayStuff. I was about to say Mrs. PlayStuff. It was
Mrs. Play, that was me. I was waiting for that thing, Mimi. I know you didn't want to mention my name, but I was waiting for that.
I don't
And I
mind saying who
made
it
these
is.
tweets about you just for you to, and you still go talk shit here about me.
It's because I'm jealous of you. I just love you so much that I hate you.
I was
Literally.
expecting so much.
But the person who it is literally just pink cherry. I literally don't care. Like, I've tried to back her up before, and obviously she probably doesn't know. She expects me to take sides. She's also, for some reason, spread false rumors about me, and I'm like, is this the person you just want to paint me out to be? Because if it is,
You
fine.
say her name's Pink Cherry.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw something online today about this person. Apparently somebody was impersonating them, or there was something going on. Did you guys see that?
I saw
Yeah.
that, and fine, that's wrong. I believe what is right, what is wrong, and whoever made this impersonation account of her, like, it's stupid, it's childish, right? Like, just drop it. I'm just obviously pissed off with her for my own reasons, because she seems to kind of target me for whatever reasons, and I've actually tried to message her twice to sort things out. Because once she unfollowed me and I asked her why, and then she said, oh, because you associate with certain people, I'm not comfortable. And I'm like, but you're still mutuals with other people who are kind of in the same position as me. Like, why am I being singled out? Then I got blocked. And I was like, why the fuck am I getting blocked when I've defended this girl?
It's so sad. You guys could have been so good friends too, because
I liked her at the start.
Yeah,
We
you
were
guys
friends.
agree so much on stuff. Actually, it's just that I think it's just because she has so much like hate towards the group that you have had friends with and stuff like that, and then she just thought you were part of that, and it's really annoying to me that I could see like we women, we are so few, and then we can't even support each other. Why are we so angry at each other?
But how many times have I tried to reach out to her?
Yeah,
I've reached out
I
to
know.
how many
Like,
times?
it's
I even
just...
added her recently during that drama, saying, at me, you don't know me, you don't know the half of what I do to defend situations. Come talk to me. But she doesn't want to. She wants to paint a narrative. So I can't help but think her agenda against me isn't to do with these false allegations. It's because she wants to be a hater. Because I'm in my own lane. I'm not on Team Pink Cherry. I'm not on Team Medusa or Big Nose. I'm in my own lane.
But I think it's more than her there. She's just vocal. There's probably someone else also talking in the background, because I believe there's so many people here just talking shit in DMs. I've had like DM groups talking about shit about me too. Like I don't even, and then again, I don't care that much. Anyways, but they haven't called me out like you got. Like, they haven't come to Twitter and just announced that you. But there's 100% someone else here too that we don't even know about that talks shit. Like, IceyMim, you're such a nice person. You are such a nice person. So it's really annoying that you are getting in there. No, you. Oh, stop it.
Guys, not to break up the flow of your conversation, but we've got another guest joining us. You guys all know her. She's probably one of the best players in the Philippines. She plays Devil Jin. Probably giving it away now.
I know who it is.
We got Jinmei here as well.
Hi. Hello.
Hey, is my mic okay? Hi, it's such an honor to meet you girls. I've been kind of watching the stream, but just to kind of get like, but hello to everyone.
Hi.
How are you doing?
You guys are
Jinmei?
awesome, by the way. I'm doing fine. It's just really late here, so I might be sometimes kind of quiet because everyone else is asleep. It's 4:30 a.m. in the Philippines right now.
So have you heard what we're talking about, Jinmei?
Yeah, but I think like continue on first, since MrsPlayStuff was like going on about it, but I kind of got the gist, and I've seen these issues and read about it or happen upon it around like Twitter and stuff, since I basically follow everybody here, so I think it just pops up whether or not like I just check my Twitter. I'm usually just an observer.
So like obviously everyone knows that like you're a high level Devil Jin player, but have you been treated a different way to maybe some of your male companions, or have you not had to deal with any of the drama?
If it comes to like the local scene here, everyone's been pretty nice, but it was definitely a very scary thought when I first started, especially in like Tekken 7. I think the thought of like, you feel kind of like really socially anxious. And I think that a lot of the girls in the Tekken scene in the Philippines do feel this, where we kind of sometimes do feel like maybe might get judged and the way like we play. Sometimes I've had girls, like especially the newer ones, they get mansplained. And it's really yeah, it's really awkward. And then I think it's kind of the opposite. It's not like they're being bullied, but I think the problem is they get like crowded by the guys. Like, it's your chance for a girl interaction. I was really conscious when I first came in, but when I came in and did casual like offline, I didn't really experience it because I really kind of knew what I was doing. So I didn't really fully get like a full mansplain. I was still getting my butt kicked, but hey, at least yeah, I know what's happening. So they can't really like tell me anything because I was kind of paranoid about it. But I've had like a fair share of stories from theater girls who are like much more shy. They're not really, they kind of hide themselves also due to this, and we share and comfort with each other regarding this. So yeah, they're more private as well when it comes to social medias. So yeah.
When you say that they mansplain to you, what were they saying? Because I've had this conversation with like Ellie before, where she's told me that I'm mansplaining, and I would get annoyed at her because I'm saying to her, I'm just explaining it to you. I happen to be a man. Like, when you say that, what exactly do you mean?
Don't worry. Like for this one, it's not really. I think it's more different when it's like you're a guy, but like you're a friend. We don't treat it that way. This is like from complete strangers. I don't know you. You don't know me. I mean, I'm just here to like sometimes just peacefully play. But there were times where like just because it's a girl, like the guys are got, I think like they're not really malicious. But what happens is the girl gets so uncomfortable because like so much guys suddenly just like, no, you should do this, and no, you should do that. No, 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 she should do this. So it's like it becomes an impressing contest kind of thing to the girl. But it's basically not a win for anybody because it just kind of scares the girl away. And we had a few of those, sadly. So yeah.
Have you been in that situation where like you've been crowded by a bunch of guys and they're trying to get your attention?
I had guy friends, the ones I'm close to, they did
No, I think she cut out.
take interest. I won't deny. But what you call this?
Jinmei, I think you're frozen for us. Is she frozen for you
sorry.
guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, sorry, I get chopped off, I think.
Yeah, that's okay. You're
Yeah.
back now.
Sorry, okay. Wait, what part did I get cut off?
If you start at the beginning of your answer.
Oh, okay. So not really, but I think there were guys who definitely like wanted my attention. But usually, like when I show up to offline events, it's really just to either if I join a tournament or I just play and or compete that or I just do casuals. Like it's really kind of those and just to meet friends. But I've had like a lot of friends who told me that there were guys who I guess wanted my attention, but I think they do it in more subtle ways. Like they line up, they want to play me, but I kind of just treat every person just like just play. It's no
Yeah.
different. But I've had apparently it came to my attention. There were a handful or so that even tried to go romantic, but it just doesn't. Yeah,
Awkward.
it's hard to
Yeah,
explain.
I understand.
Guy
Good
friends.
time
and I
to
trust them. Yeah, and I trust them, and they told me like, "Hey, this guy's trying to riz you." Like sometimes be it in game or literally like in person, but like they're just awkward. So it's like I didn't really think much of it. I'm just playing, right? So I'm like I didn't think much, and you do you, and I just do me.
Damn, this happens all over the world. Then, not just over here.
But I think definitely the girls like treat it differently. I think I won't lie. I think sometimes I just don't think much about it. That I kind of get saved and I don't really
Yeah.
get freaked out. But I understand like from other girls they get more anxious, like I said, and this is why a lot of them are very private and they don't want to show themselves because like they're it really happens and it really easily scares a lot of the females from coming into the FGC.
That's something I wanted to ask all of you actually. Like I was telling you guys earlier that obviously the culture has been crafted by men, and even though I'm of the belief that we should be welcoming to girls, the way I welcome girls into the scene is obviously not how every guy does. So is there something that you guys might suggest to the player base that might help more girls want to go to tournaments or make content where they're a bit too shy or nervous? Lisa, you can go first.
Okay, well, the one and only thing, treat her like you would treat your male friend. Treat her like a guy. Be one of the dudes. That's basically it. Don't do anything extra like come in the door, my queen. We want to banter with you guys. We want to have fun. We want to be one of you. That's the thing, basically, 100%. That's also one thing that I also notice sometimes on some Twitch streams, not mentioning names, especially when I was single. The amount of suddenly the guy behaving in a totally different way because a girl is in the stream and being much more polite, you see the atmosphere just changing. This is things that girls pick up on, I'm pretty sure, and that it's basically just treat the girl like I'm not saying kick her down or something if that's what you do with your friends. Don't kick the girl down. Don't do stuff like that because sadly we are a little bit weaker like this stuff. We don't go in and just think you can just wrestle with a girl too.
I'm glad you said that because
yeah.
they're saying RKO out of nowhere, body slammer.
don't go in and do that as the first try, but like just okay, hello, my name, like in normal interactions. What do you guys do at work? Don't you normally interact with girls like in a normal way? Do that here too. I think that's what most girls will say.
Or treat like girls how you would treat like your sister or your mom or your cousin. You know, just be normal. You don't need to, give them a dead arm or like yo bro. But you don't need to riz them up either. Just be normal.
Yeah.
What about you, Jinmei?
Oh yeah, basically a lot of things like they said. I just wanted to nod. I guess you can say I did have my fair share of that. But like I said, I do want to understand the kid. Like some of them are young, so I was like, maybe they're just awkward and they're just learning, and they never really did anything that was super like really made me uncomfortable. But yeah, but a lot of what they said, like you'd be surprised, like a simple hello and just introducing yourself, it's like goes a long way. Just basically be you.
Yeah, 100%. Can I just say one more thing? As like I can also say like we women also can like try to like not take it the worst way every time if someone is, because sometimes we do like we just shit that these people just but they just don't understand also how to interact with women sometimes. So maybe sometimes we need to be a little bit more understanding that they don't get it. But I know that sounds like, oh, why should we do that? But sometimes we do. Do
you guys think that because the way I treat girls is, I'm not gonna lie, I treat girls differently to the way I treat guys. I'm a bit more aggressive with men, but not like in a nasty way. But like if I see a bunch of guys that I maybe I don't know them, but I can see how they're moving, I might talk to them the same way that I talk to my friends. But whenever I talk to girls, and like maybe you guys can attest to this because I approached all of you to be on here, I don't come with like the same level of banter that I do with the boys just because I don't know how you guys might react. Do you think that some guys have been conditioned into not treating you guys the way they would treat the boys just because they're afraid of backlash?
Maybe because there are certain women who, like, let's say if a guy has some excessive type of dark humor that he has with his boys, but he comes across like a new female friend, right? And if he's not going to know, is she cool with this, is she not? Like guys can be a bit, boys will be boys, they can be a bit silly sometimes with their jokes and stuff. So, and some women are too, but not all. So I think it's down to sort of discerning, is this woman, like, is she on the same humor level? Like, that's why you need to just sort of get to know each other, right? And when we say treat a girl like as one of the boys, we're not being literal. Like, we're just saying just be normal, basically. but it's hard to explain what normal is. I can see Lisa's got a hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, this is, I'm gonna be polite and have my hand up, but isn't that like a normal thing though? You need to test the waters. That is basically for guys and girls. Like, you're not coming in to like, you know, my stream, I say bitch, like I say a lot of these things, okay? But it's not like the first person I see a new girl, I don't go to that girl and say, hey bitch. Like, I'm not like, just like, it's not gonna be I'm testing the waters, seeing where the banter is. It's different from person to person. I don't even, almost, maybe it's the equalist or feminist talking. I don't even see it like gender. I feel like it's just very different from person to person, and then you need to test the waters. But then again, that's yet again, just treat like the woman as a person that you're just getting to know. I guess that's literally it. Like, it doesn't need to be a woman kind of thing. I guess that's it.
So can I ask you then? I obviously spoke to you guys first. Was there anything about my approach that you guys might have found creepy, or do you think that it was fine? Do you think that I could have maybe bantered more of you? Did you think I was treating you differently?
I think you're an asshole. I'm joking.
Yeah.
I think it was
fine.
No.
Yeah, I think it was fine.
Don't.
I was about to bait you up. This girl, every time I play Helldivers with her, she goes out of her way to kill me for no reason.
No, I don't.
As
what
you
is
should.
this?
Queen.
Mansplaining.
Queen easy.
It's not even mansplaining, but I'm just gonna
take
say
that man down. Take that man down. True. But then again, you're Michaela today. That's why you feel comfortable talking to you, because you're a woman today.
Yeah.
So it's
Can I just say,
fine.
guys, Mike has 17 cups of tea per day. You can't trust him.
I do not.
Damn, tell them.
Mimi's not a good team player. What Mimi does, for you guys that don't know how, for you that don't know how Helldivers work, we are meant to be on a team, and you get things called stratagems, and you're not supposed to use them on your friends. You're supposed to use them on aliens. I'll be shooting an alien, and suddenly a red light will appear at my feet, and then you'll hear Mimi in the background going, "Run!" And I'm like, I can't. There's no way to go.
I don't say it like that.
In the quiet.
Okay, maybe once I couldn't like talk loudly, and I was playing with them, and I threw the beam because there was like a big monster thing, and I didn't know he was there. Like, I just, like, everything happened so fast, and I threw it, and I was like, run. And because I didn't shout it, he, like, the panic didn't set in for him, and he got blown out. But he's blown me up loads of times. I've never thrown it in your face.
Also, this is slander. Now they're asking how many times I piss a day. I don't drink 17 cups of tea.
Yeah, no, I believe Mimi. She's a woman. I believe woman. I don't believe men. That's just how it is.
I want to ask you, what's your experience with girls been like in the FGC? Because they were sharing their experiences. Have you had any negative experiences with girls?
I think, like, here, for the most part, the ones active in our local Tekken community, yeah, we're pretty okay so far with each other. I think we kind of promised each other to, like, kind of bring up each other more and empower, like, each other, to encourage each other to get better, stuff like that, not trying to really, like, compete. And I think sometimes I had, like, stories from the older arcade guys who said the old girls were kind of way more, like, competitive and, like, who's the queen bee type thing. But I think at the end of the day, they're still pretty friends. Like, they're pretty much friends, but they were, like, really, like, dominant about it. I think that's what they said. Like, I don't know. I wasn't in the arcade days, so they said the girls were pretty savage back then, in a good way. Like, and I did meet a couple of them. They're really amazing, and they were, like, formerly top players also in Philippine Tekken for the girls. And for us, and the ones who are active right now, like I said, they're mostly private, but we have our own, like, GC, and we just kind of, it's kind of fun, I guess, in a sense, like, kind of how guys have their own way to, like, talk. Since you guys were talking about, like, how guys talk to each other, so sometimes, like, it's kind of fun, like, you have a bunch of girls, like, with very same interests, especially, like, in Tekken. So, we can throw, like, Tekken related jokes at each other. Like, you can even keep it more girl oriented in, like, a fun way. So sometimes, like, I guess I might, like, one example. Every time we have a new girl in the GC, we would joke, "Hey, who's your Tekken bias?" Because it's like it's a very girl thing. So we're just like, "Oh, who's your favorite guy?" Something like that, right? Just for fun. and
Mhm.
we just tease each other and share our mains, something like that, and just basically like help each other out. But in terms of like international, I guess like with Mimi over here and Mrs. Plays, I just like I see them, I follow them, like I see their content here and there. As much as possible, I don't really want to like wage war with any females. I think you do know, like we already said, there's not as much females, and some females are even kind of scared to go in. Like, why add to that? Like, why add more
Yeah.
problems? Like, there's already other problems. Why also civil
Mm.
war with each other? I don't know. That's kind of my take.
Absolutely. But Jinmei, you're a
Yeah.
very positive girl. I've seen your post. You're always so
Thank
positive,
you.
and it's so nice to see.
Oh,
So,
deep
like,
down,
of
like I
course.
cry about my main in the back.
Yeah. You take it, and that is like, oh, nice poster. It's nice to see.
Thank
So
you, though.
it's, I do believe like it's just like some people have this jealousy mindset, sadly, and of course it comes from insecurity. Sadly, they want the attention and stuff like that, and then they see other women strive
I think
instead of
that's also
supporting them.
the hard
Instead of
part. Like it's both
yeah.
genders as well. So even
Mm,
some fellow girls would want to get other girls down, which is what we're trying
yes.
to evade.
Mm.
100%.
yeah.
But like that's like the competitiveness. Guys often say, "Oh, men are so much more competitive." It's not true. It's not true at all. Like women can be so competitive. I play football with girls, and I've like there's been some drama. And also one funny thing with that is like when a guy comes that is kind of nice, you see some of the girls switch up. So they start doing even more like trying to impress that one guy coming. So it's like it comes the other way around too. But often women are a little bit more like they're trying to not show it as much as guys can on their side. So that's one interesting thing when it's one guy and multiple girls. You can get this kind of fight to get the attention of the guy too. Which is very funny. And yes, women are very competitive, so sometimes it can become toxic, and which then Twitter is so high school that these girls then can like say something that is like very high schoolish because of what they experienced, instead of taking the other side, like for example IceyMim, like bullied but still like take the better side of it and being nice to others. Like they would rather bring others down because they went through getting brought down themselves. Yeah.
I think in general, in my opinion, I think in general, men tend to be more competitive than women. We tend to be more like, don't know if aggressive is the right word, but I think there's definitely a lot of competitive women. Don't get me wrong, but I think one of the main reasons why these spaces are so male dominated, like competitive spaces, is because of that. I think like maybe you guys. Sorry, go on. You want to say something?
So I maybe it's because of my experience with the girls, we just compete a little bit different, but that does not mean that I'm not even talking about the gaming space. Anything competitive, football, like it's literally so competitive. You don't understand what we do on the football field sometimes. Like it's the same as guys smacking that person down. Like it's dirty. Like we are very competitive. We just can't play on your level in sports. That's okay, but we are super competitive at work, our thing, and in job too. Very competitive there too. So gaming is like introduced to us women like more now than before, and that's why you don't see that much women. But it will take some generations before we are totally in that space ourselves. That's my opinion.
Okay. Are you guys okay answering some questions from the chat? I saw some interesting questions come in.
I'm okay.
Yeah, sure. I wanted to quickly ask a question. Because Jinmei, I saw you did a Devil Jin cosplay, which I loved because I love Devil Jin too.
Very hard.
You are absolutely cute, and I just wanted to ask you because it was a subject brought up. Thank you. See, this is all us what we women want to do. We just want to glaze each other,
Yes.
That's all. Like, no one wants to do this beef shit. But basically, going back to my question, Jinmei. So we were talking about like cosplays and stuff. Like I've had issues with the whole cosplaying stuff. Women saying stuff about me because of it. Even guys too. I just wanted to ask, because you've done your like cosplaying and whatnot, have you ever received anything negative regarding that because of being a woman?
I think slightly, I think due to my circumstance, the way I approach like how I feel like cosplaying, it kind of again saved me because I enjoy cross playing, right? Like I like cross playing guys, like how they are. Like because like I take it as a challenge because it's like more easy for me to like just be a girl. I think it's like really thrilling to me to try to really emulate like the guy character. And so I think because like guy characters are more conservative in design, so no one's gonna say it's just for like a clickbait or something, because it's really just the guy characters. And I'm kind of more conservative in that sense. I don't really like showing a lot of skin in terms of when I choose characters. So I guess it didn't ever really get that controversial. I get it, like cosplay has that side, especially when a character's design, especially on the female side, you show more skin, you show more stuff like that. But for me, like if a woman can pull it off, it's awesome. But for me, I just like enjoy characters, like the guy characters, just for fun, because I'm already normally a girl, so I think it's a nice challenge to like just try being the guy. But so far, I think like again, I over prepare for things because I am paranoid for criticism. On that time, as much as possible, I don't want any controversy on my socials because it's supposed to be a positive space, like as Play Stuff points out. So I really like put a lot of effort, and really before I put out like the content and the final stuff, and so it's a lot of practicing. Really, like I really like show the progress, and I'm also, I guess, very strict with myself. So before I put something out, it has to be good because I don't want to cringe as well. So I think it's kind of helped me get spared by it. But if you're like feeling getting through that, it's really a bummer. And I do see it a lot because I do have cosplay friends too, and they're way more active. I only cosplay just like also a few times. I think that also helps. But the cosplay space is also quite out there. I'm gonna deny, like even locally here, it's also bigger than the FGC. So that place is also very messy for both guys and girls. Trust. I have a lot of cosplay friends, so yeah. As much as possible, I really don't want to get into a lot of
Yeah, I
those.
understand.
That's okay. That's all right.
I understand.
Have you guys? So there was a question that came in here. It said, which community do you like the most and that you've been a part of? I've been parts of loads of different communities, but I'll start with Lisa. Which community is your favorite, and which community is your least favorite, and why?
No, I'm not really part of it. I don't even know if I'm part of any community, not gonna lie, but I'm part of the FGC because of that. But I'm guessing in real community is very nice. And there's nothing wrong happening there. Everyone is out touching grass peacefully, talking to each other very nicely and good. I have not experienced anything bad in that regard. I think it's the online environment in general. It's not even being in one community. I think it's just online can be toxic. But yet again, I think it's mostly positive. It's just our brains are so focused on the negative comments, so it's easier to see them. Yes.
Okay, Mimi.
The question's a bit confusing when like the person who asked the question, are they talking about like online communities or sub communities within the FGC? Like,
I think they were talking about, like, I got asked the question as well, what was my favorite and my least favorite. My favorite was Soul Calibur, but the guys in that scene tend to be a lot older, so they have like they grew up in the arcade scene, they've seen most shit, they don't really interact with people too much online. My least favorite, unfortunately, has been Mortal Kombat. As much as that pains me to say, but I think they were asking like positive, and my reason for choosing Mortal Kombat is that although I've been in the scene for a long time, a lot of the newer players are very young, and some of the things they come out with, as someone that is 32 years old, I kind of just look at the screen and I'm like, I'm not dealing with this shit, so I tune out, and then they get very upset. Most people in it are nice, but if I had to choose one that I would say is my least favorite, it would be MK right now. So I guess that's what they're asking.
Okay. I think the best community I've been a part of, guys, don't laugh. Obviously, like I collect Tamagotchis, so I'm a part of like a Tamagotchi. Oh my god, here we go.
What do you mean?
Right, look, that's the man judging as normal man.
Oh, sorry. Look, I'm not judging.
I'll remember that. I will remember that. Next time you drink your 18th cup of tea, and when you cry that I've accidentally bombed you in Helldivers, I will remember this. You see why I kill him in Helldivers, guys. You see.
Hey, we listen, we don't judge.
Listen, Mimi, I support you. Go
Thank
queen,
you.
slay
My
queen.
Tamagotchis are cute. It's part of my childhood. I love those.
See?
Yeah, I played them
See?
since I was a kid, and then like I saw that in Japan they had color screen ones, so I was literally buying
Oh,
them
really?
off
They did?
eBay. Yeah, and then now
Oh.
they've started to do them here in Europe and stuff, and I'm like, I'm just gonna collect them for the sake of it, you know. I love Tamagotchis, so I collect them.
I didn't know they had a color one. Actually, the color screen one.
This so cool, and you can literally charge them now, and you can wear it as a watch.
I
Like
would.
I'm
I
just
would
send you a
always be
link.
so depressed once the battery runs out. They're like, oh, I have to buy a new one.
Yeah, no, because the batteries were so awkward to change as
Yeah,
well.
I know. I
So
know,
I'll have
right?
to. I'll send you a link to the one I have now. You can just charge
Yes,
it with the
please.
USB-C type, and it's so cute, and you can connect it online.
Innovation.
But this is like how I'm healing my like inner child, guys. Like the Tamagotchi community has been nothing
Absolutely.
but cute. It's been wholesome. Even like when I've played Stardew and stuff, and been a part of those communities, Pokemon even. The worst communities, I wouldn't even say Overwatch, because I used to troll people and they're really bad. I was the bully actually. But I tell you why. I was baiting up pedophiles.
Well, okay,
On
this is a big twist here. What is happening now? Suddenly we talk about pedophiles out of nowhere. That was not what I was expecting out of your mouth. I mean,
Because when I played
okay.
Overwatch, they were a bit toxic, but not totally. If anything, like I'm owning up to it. I used to be the bully because I used to just call out people who were pedos, basically. But other than that, the worst community, it's either going to be between COD and maybe the Tekken community. I'll be so honest.
Tekken on level with
I'm
COD.
here. Me and Jinmei
COD is probably
here.
worse. COD is probably worse. Tekken, like obviously it has its positives, but I've had a lot of negatives in the FG like Tekken community. COD is like I don't know how to describe it. It is just insane. So
you can't take COD and Tekken at the same level.
No, I'm not. I'm saying COD, Tekken, Overwatch. Those are below the bar, basically.
Okay, but I am here. You need to reach it a little bit higher because of me. And then Jinmei is also having her positive tweets all over Twitter. So if you just follow us too, then it's going to be very positive on Tekken. Don't care about Michaela over here. He has been hating in the area there.
Did you just change his name?
Yeah. Michele.
Michelina.
No, shit. Sorry, I said it wrong. Michelina.
Look how angry you changed my name. How dare you?
Ellie has called me far worse. Don't worry, it's all good. Just before we move on to Jinmei, I just want to read out this super chat. It said, "Thank you, Bino. I don't know what currency that is, but thank you for the 50." He said, "I think women are a bit more competitive than cooperative. Maybe because there are less women in spaces, so many think they need to compete for spots. Thankfully, it's changing. More women are inspiring other women and winning against prejudice." Do you guys find that you're inspiring other girls? Did you get messages from other girls to jump into the scene because you've got a presence?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, I've had messages like that, but I don't totally disagree with that comment because, again, going back to something I mentioned earlier, there was a girl who, again, made rumors. I was told apparently she's very competitive towards me. So I don't think it doesn't exist. I think for like people like me, Jinmei, Lisa, like I don't think we're very competitive with each other. Do you know what I mean? We just want to glaze each other. We want to support each other. We want to invite more women into the community. That's something I really wanted. I really have tried so hard to get more women to come to the community and stay, because a lot of them will come, but they'll go. So I think
not competitive with each other, but I will say I'm very competitive in game.
So
and I'm pretty sure a lot of us are competitive in that regard. I'm just gonna talk about my shit talking on stream. So yeah, in that regard, but cooperate. I think maybe my Norwegian is taking over. I didn't even understand totally what was said here.
He's saying that he thinks women are actually more competitive than cooperative. So I guess he's saying that rather than like getting along or going with whatever the common thing might be, you guys might actually decide to like push back on it, or you might try to fight your place a little bit more, or you might enter spaces that are like maybe super male dominated because you want to compete and prove yourself.
Mm. Well, I'm a developer. I don't have the need to prove myself for other in my male dominant area. I just like to play games, and it's not really my fault. That's where my things are. I'm not here to take anyone else's spot. I'm here to shit talk and just be competitive and have fun. I guess I'm not here for any other stuff, and then I'm here to support the fun woman other than that. Yeah, Michelina too. I'm here to support you too. So
Thank you. Jinmei, what was your favorite and least favorite scenes?
I think like when it comes to even like the gaming or geek hobby stuff that I got into, like I didn't really engage with that much or that deep. I guess because like with Tekken, it's a 50-50, right? Because like it's so hard to not see the negatives, and there are a lot of negatives. This is why we're trying to be as positive as possible,
yeah, but look
despite
here.
everything. Yeah. But like to be fair, like for me though, like Tekken is still positive in the positive side that I'm still here and still really keep on the game because really love the game and just made so much more friends and connections. I think it's just really hard to like give up all of that, so it towers over all the negativity for the most part still. But I guess the most wholesome because they're like really small. And it's funny because I just like before I came to this chat I was talking to like a friend who's both Tekken and who's also a player there. It's actually the local Soul Calibur community. They're like really small, especially in the Philippines. It's pretty dead, but they're like so adorable. They're like a support group, and then like when they just really want to keep the game alive. Like we just had like a tournament, even if it's like even less than 15 people are like really like going crazy, and they're just being really adorable. But like you said, Mike, I guess it's more of the older people, so they're more mature and they're just like really happy when they're anybody like interested in the game. It is really just kind of sad on technical side. It's just not matchmaking isn't great, but I had fun with the game myself because the community was
We
just
don't
really adorable and wholesome.
we don't have the luxury of fighting with each other because there's like 10 people playing Soul Calibur now, so we have to get along.
Yeah. Like kind of like that. Like it's the same. It's just gonna be that. I mean, to be fair, the local because we just had like a tournament the weekend. It's so fun because like Tekken had like over your typical like 60 players even for a local, and then like Soul Calibur, dude, they were like clapping like crazy for 8 people. Top it.
Yeah, 8
Hey,
people is a
there were
lot for
people to
Soul Calibur.
show. Yeah. It's kind of both sad, but at least it's endearing because you really know everybody there. It's just really adorable how much they're keeping just so much positivity and there's basically no toxicity. Like nobody's like going crazy about hey this character is broken stuff like
Yeah.
that.
What would you say your least favorite is?
Least favorite. I think and don't worry, it's not that good. But I would say on the cosplay side, and this is as somebody who's not as hard, like really on the deep end of cosplay, but it is unfortunate as somebody who has friends in it. It's got a lot of drama. Like, and the worst part, I would say it's even bigger than our local FGC drama because FGC is still much smaller, and Philippines cosplay has been growing. So it's really messy there. It's like a whole other rabbit hole that I don't want to ever go in and touch. And it's just so sad because as somebody who's just kind of dipping her toes and I just cosplay here and there, I pick up a couple or so conventions, I go with friends, right? Do some photo shoots. It's just so sad, like even as somebody who's like not as involved on like in Tekken, I see so much, just as much negativity on my feed that I don't even overly follow. But it's like it's just so much about my friends that's just like complaining about the conventions, people being weird, being creepy, like disrespectful stuff like that. Like it's just really messy, and it's also really sad at the same time. And I
Absolutely.
just see it like I don't even search for it. That's how bad it was, right? So yeah.
So I'm not part. Obviously, I don't know anything about cosplaying. I did one Tarzan cosplay a long time ago, and I'll never do that again. But what are they fighting about? What are cosplayers angry with each other about?
I mean, it's kind of has similar stuff to the FGC. Like, there's competitions, so there's competitive side as well, right? And there are people who are better, bigger influencers. Like some of the bigger names get more this and that. Typical that side. And of course, you got your typical like, uh, the creepy side. and it never ends basically. And it's so hard to differentiate it. Even people who get canceled still try to get back to community over and over. And imagine it's like the FGC's toxicity, but you can multiply it even more. That's the thing, right? Because the magnitude of cosplay is much bigger than FGC. I mean, I don't know how the cosplay community it is in other countries, but in Philippines, basically it's times 10 bigger than the FGC, even in Tekken compared to Tekken, because Tekken is the only big FGC here in the Philippines. Now we're nothing compared to that side, you know. At least people in Tekken, even the toxic ones, we know who's the toxic ones, you know. So word gets around fast. But they're even with the name, even if you're getting canceled, no, they're still trying to get back, and it's so scary.
Damn. Is that something that you've experienced, Mimi?
I won't, like, unfortunately, even if as somebody who's like really casual and stuff, I've had a run-in with a couple or so of those individuals that have got called out by like a lot of cosplayers for being the creepo, and I was really innocent because I didn't know, because they would like pretend to be like your typical photographers or just innocent people who just want pictures with you. But it's really hard because like you know you don't want to be rude, right? Like, and they're complimenting and stuff, and you know, like I said, it's kind of hard. You don't want to be too judgmental on socially awkward people, but I guess, you know, so when you were deep in the community, eventually you kind of realize who are the people you don't want to be. But it's really hard as somebody who was more innocent. But at least I have friends looking out for me and telling me, hey, like that guy was no good. And at the very least, there is some action, but it's still definitely hard. But totally a lot of drama. You know, it's just too much negativity. You don't want to just get drained. You know, just reading that stuff.
Absolutely.
Can I ask you all a different question then? Because I had this conversation with Ellie, and so I basically, she asked me to go to an FGC event. I'm not going to say which one it was because there's some shit that went down there and it's all like covered up now and whatever. There's no need to go back into it. But I said to her, I'm never leaving you alone in a fighting game event again. And that's something that I was sort of stuck by. It wasn't just fighting game events as well. It was like Comic-Con and other things. Do you guys would you feel safe when you go to events on your own? I don't know if I'm like being the overprotective brother or something, but do you guys feel like you can go into a space or one of these spaces on your own and feel fine? I'll ask Lisa first.
Worst part is I would probably say yes, but I don't think Marcus would say yes. So I wouldn't do that because of him. But I'm pretty sure, like, because I'm very used to somehow taking my space without taking away anyone else's space, guys. You guys are welcome there, even though I come. But like I'm used to like I don't know, being around guys in general, so I wouldn't feel that scared, I guess. But out of respect, I will not do that now.
Why do you think Marcus is so against it?
Because something can happen to me, which I don't even. I think people can behave, but I understand this because. But if I go somewhere for a quick moment and then someone is following me, like, am I strong enough to push that person away? Like, it only needs one bad person for something bad to happen. That doesn't mean that everyone in the scene is bad. It's just that one person that could do something weird. But at the same time, I would also then think guys are aware that something can happen there, that they would try to protect that stuff from not happening. I think most normal guys will just step in there if something was trying to.
Yeah, I mean, just to add, like Just Lloyd said, why would you not feel safe with these comic events? You're not going to the hood or something, the way you are exaggerate. The reason why I told Ellie that she's not going to go on her own again is because we witnessed something where some loser was basically going around trying to touch girls' bums. They were standing over these comics and he kept on like...
It's true, but it's sad, but it's true. Like, a lot of physical. Like, you would be surprised how much a lot of these guys would just go in no shame. Like, they don't care.
Now, I know majority of guys in these places are not going to do it. But my concern is not the majority. My concern is maybe the one or two guys that come across my family. And now I have to go to prison because you wanted to do something stupid and I'm upset. You know, so we witnessed it, we saw it, and I said to her, "You're not even paying attention." Okay, she's like completely unaware of what's going on. I'm there like looking around. We saw it happen. It didn't happen to her. It happened to someone else, and he was obviously taken off the premises. There's also someone else I know who I'm not going to say her name. She's quite a well-known cosplayer, and she told me that there was a guy going around and dropping down in front of girls and asking them to step on him. And some of these girls felt very awkward about stepping on him, but they were, because some of them are also socially awkward, they were just like, okay, I guess I'll step on you. And then he would take these pictures and post them up online and talk about how he loved their feet or whatever. So I said to Eddie, "You're not going to these things without me or someone else with you, because I just don't trust it." So that's why I was asking you. I'll ask you now, Mimi, because you nodded your head as soon as I said it. Do you not feel safe in these environments, or are you okay to go in them on your own?
Honestly, with how weird things have been online, and I don't want to actually go into too much detail about this. I've had like certain situations happen in the past when I used to go to just events before 2020. So that's kind of put me off from going, and the smell. So if I'm going to go to an event, I'd rather go in Dubai. So for those who know, like I did move to Dubai. I'm back in the UK at the moment, but I wouldn't mind going to an event in Dubai. It smells clean. No one's going to touch you over there. It's safe. And yeah, I just don't have to worry about people even approaching me on some bullshit either. Like, I mean, if someone has an issue, I'd rather them speak to me. But like, I feel like if I go to an event in the UK, someone might be weird, might not approach me in a civilized way. They might just be weird, or it might be that whole two-face factor. But in terms of my safety, I don't find the UK safe in general, though. I don't literally think I am comfortable going to a lot of places in the UK because of how it is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, whereas, you know, I've been to UAE and it's safe. So I'd rather go in UAE than here.
What about you, Jinmei?
I think like this is like for personal. I was able to like survive. I think similar to MrsPlayStuff more. I'm used to hanging out with guys, so it's okay for me. And like I said, I guess like I'm able to kind of tank or tolerate, or sometimes it just flies by me when certain things happen. But I won't deny. I've had a run in a few of those types that are weird. You can even say some kind of went stalking already, but it kind let's just say it got saved because either like the culprits stopped, or I at least had people with me that were at least kind of helping stave away the people, and or like during another incident, let's just say action was fast.
Jinmei, can I
And
just stop you for
yeah,
2 seconds? Flames Game, I've made you a mod in the chat. Can you get that weirdo out of my chat, Amelia? Don't know what she's doing here. Amelia, sort your life out. Okay, I don't know why you're here. I hate these people that chat shit behind the monitor. You would never say this stuff in person. So Flames Gamer, please get that weirdo and any of the other weirdos. Jaton, if you're in here, get them out. I ain't got time for these pussies. Send them on their way. Jinmei, sorry about that. Just
it's
continue.
okay. But yeah, there was a time, let's just say there were like it kind of got like ramped up a bit, but it got saved because friends in the community really also noticed and they acted really fast. Because while there are sadly always going to be these types of people, as much as we do not want, like, and let's be realistic, you can't really stop people from coming to these things. These are public. But as much as possible, there are also a lot of individuals that are really trying to help make it more of a safe space, especially for those who really aren't able like to tank these things. I guess I myself, like through the years that I've casually kind of tempered enough, it's not like too much that it scares me away, but I do definitely get the concerns. And it was also hard for me because let's just put in like Asian family stereotype, like my family aren't really always on board with these things because I don't blame them at this point, but I do have to prove to them that at least I could take care of myself. So they kind of like let it be for now. So that's as much as possible. I am very careful and cautious as well. So I'm pretty much guarded. If I do end up like going alone, I don't really have a friend. I do like protect myself and stuff. I think I can handle it. And I do pick like events carefully. Like I try my best. Like the organizer's good, the place is good, like it's safe, like and I know it's an area that I'm familiar with, stuff like that. Before I don't just like jump into every event or shady place. Big no. And usually at least I would have people with me, like good friends, trusted friends, like it helps.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just before I move on to the next question, I'm just going to read the super chat from Wolf Spain. Thank you, bro. It said, thoughts on DOA as a game and as a community. Do you guys know anything about DOA? What do you think about the games? Obviously, they're like hypersexualized games. Do you guys have any thoughts on them?
Okay, so when I was little, in the young times of Lisa playing Dead or Alive 2, me and my sister, we had so much fun in this game. We collected all the bikinis that was in that game without even thinking that there was anything sexual with it. We didn't care. Like the girls that I liked the most had the biggest tits apparently. I didn't even know. But then my brother came down because this was his game. And then he was like, you guys know what's up with this game, right? And we were like, what do you mean? What? Like, and that was our first experience with like something that was a little bit sexualized. But we enjoyed the game a lot. We got really angry. We were very competitive with each other. And we sometimes, like the one who lost needed to fight in real instead because we needed to go in real instead. Anyways, community, shame on you guys. You guys are too much. And if they didn't go that sexual, like it's like I don't care if it's too much, like it's a big tits or something. But the community is like, I don't know what they are doing on their free time. Do you guys go at work and show Dead or Alive things? Like what you guys do on Twitter? Like what? How does this work? Shame on you as a community. Shame on you. Other than that, I like the game, but I can't. The community I will not be a part of. I do not want to. If it was just for the gameplay, I would be with you guys.
Okay. Mimi?
I've never played DOA. Don't really know too much about it. I know it on surface level. Never really been a part of the community, so I can't really say much.
Okay.
So...
Jinmei, have you ever played it or been part of the community?
Like this. Also more similar to Mimi in this one. No, I know of it because it's an FG. I do know what like the premise is about, but I'll be honest, like I get their gist, and I don't mind like the character designs. I won't really comment on the gameplay much. I do respect the difficulty, like when people are talking about it. I won't really comment on the community as well, because even in the Philippines, it's not like I wouldn't even say there's a individual community or even really an active DOA that I know of, because I interact with like the anime 2D fighter guys and they're pretty chill, right? I don't really have any comment because I think DOA and MK don't exist here. Like it's just kind of whatever. There's a few of the FG guys playing them, but they're not really like enough for me to judge. And for me, they're not perverted guys or whatever. They're not toxic. They're just enjoying fighting games. Like it's more of those are the types of people that I know that ever tried DOA. I did have a friend like that played like that game. I think it was it's the gacha. I think it was the gacha. It was just funny, but it's typical gacha thing. So I'm like, I get it. Like DOA could totally work as a gacha. I mean,
I'll tell you where I'm judging is have you heard of DOA Extreme Volleyball? Have any of you seen that?
Yeah. Because the whole like my also like problem is they are grinding for, they know what the player base wants, so they are basically grinding for like they see, okay, that's where you guys want, well, we'll give you that, and I can't. No, I wanted to enjoy this, but I just lost all.
I'm gonna ask you guys a question now that isn't necessarily about fighting games, but it does relate to them because of what's happened to Mortal Kombat. There's a conversation going on right now that if you don't have it's not necessarily if you don't have a pretty girl in the game it won't sell, but there's a lot of pushback on desexualizing girls in certain games. How do you guys feel? I don't know if you've been paying attention to the conversation online, but there's been a push to add more sexual characters into the game because sex sells. And I'm 50-50 on it, because I think in certain games like Mortal Kombat, because they're so crazy and you're ripping people apart, having sexy women in it or revealing costumes doesn't seem crazy. But then I've also seen people taking it a step further, and they're modding like Silent Hill, and the girls walking around in the nursing home in a bikini, and they're saying this is what gamers want. And I'm like, I feel like you guys are losing the plot a little bit here. This doesn't make any sense. So what do you guys feel about like the sexualization of girls in fighting games, or just in games in general, or this conversation? I'll start with Lisa.
I think it's fine as long as the story is correct. It's fine for me. But like for me, it needs to have a good story in relation to the character. That's what I'm for. Like for example, for me, Tomb Raider, the version Tomb Raider was before like this cool ass slave woman, everything, and then they changed her a little bit. And I really didn't like the new version of Tomb Raider. That's where I'm at. And then there's some other places that I think like, why should that woman be sexy? Like that doesn't make any sense. Like that's very. It depends on the game. Like there's guys in games also that are sexy, and that makes sense there. And then there's guys who are ugly that makes sense in those senses. As long as the story is good, I don't care, basically.
Okay, Mimi.
See, for me, if I see a hypersexualized pixel on my screen, it doesn't faze me. I think obviously it can be a bit weird coming across certain guys acting a certain way about it, but that's up to them. None of my business, as long as they don't treat me the same way. So I feel like for me personally, I'm not bothered. Honestly, like I just don't care. Like if there wants to be hypersexualized women in the game, if they're not wearing hardly any clothes, doesn't bother me. I'll be so real, because I don't really like. Maybe it's intended because of like the whole sex sells, blah blah blah. But for me, I'm not looking at it in a way where I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm not a lesbian, so I'm just looking at it as like, oh yeah, cool, pretty girl, wow, that's it really.
Okay. What about you, Jinmei?
Just know that I will be shaming you if I see Twitter gooning on my feed. I will be shaming you in the background. Okay, sorry.
It's okay. I think for me, I would just say from a creative standpoint, it has to make sense. Like as somebody who's like into art and design, you always have to have a reason, and it's all correlation because even like making a character more pretty, more sexualized. Same goes with the guys, by the way. Like if the guys are hyper like buff or something, it's a fantasy, right? Because it's fiction, guys. It's a game, it's a show. But if it serves the purpose like of the game's gameplay, story, as long as it complements and doesn't like fit or force, it's not forced. So it's something like people can feel, right? This goes even beyond games. Also in movies, honestly. Movies, shows, any media, you can feel it as a person if something is very forced for a specific reason because they just want to,
Absolutely.
right? So this can be 0 to 100. Doesn't even, maybe it could be overly sexualizing, or maybe even not. Like the other way, like there are games. I think somebody joke. I think Last of Us is one of the most notorious one. I did not like Last of Us 2 for a specific reason of yeah, why, right? Like it's more like why.
I agree.
There are
I
quite a
agree.
lot of media that do this. That hey, yeah, girls want to be pretty. Like, we like like being represented as pretty as well. Yeah, but on the flip side, it's totally fine. Also, if you want them to be more boyish. But I won't lie, like Abby's just straight up a guy. I'm
Yeah,
just kidding.
yeah.
But
Well, what she did to Joe, I'll never forgive her for that.
I know. I stopped like after I saw that. Like again, like what I said, it has to serve a story, right? But this one was just no, they just want to kill him, and then they're like, no, please like this girl. I'm like,
Absolutely.
like, see, you get me. Like people of all genders feel it's forced. So it has nothing to do with, oh, because it's a girl, got to pander to something. No,
Yeah.
because we're all humans, right? We like these stories, these characters, and everything. These designs, despite it being exaggerated, is a form of art that's expressed. So you can feel the intention of the creators. So for me, even if you're like overly sexualizing, uh, you know, to be fair, I've played like MMOs. I think my guy friends and I, like Tekken friends, we played like Lost Ark. If anybody knows, it's a Korean MMO, and we already know how fan servicey they are
Yeah,
with the skins.
I've seen
I
it.
mean, I had a female class, and she was a very, very hot assassin, and I don't really mind. I'm like, I mean, it's fine. I find her aesthetically pleasing. I think it's okay to really be like, I don't mind being a really, you know, attractive female, but I also don't mind playing as a really hot, like, buff guy at the same time. It's really like okay. Same goes like
Yeah.
in fighting games and Tekken. All of them look basically aesthetic pleasing. Even the weird guys, right? They all have their charm. Like that's the point. It's branding, it's character design. As long as it fits the point of what they want to sell,
Okay. I think we've touched on like, a lot of the things that we were supposed to talk about. Was there anything that I was missing that you brought up to me, Lisa? I think Mimi's got some other things she might want to talk about.
Well, I think we agree on a lot. I think we are circle jerking here because basically we just agree on everything.
Yeah.
Are
you guys?
I'm just gonna say like I know Mimi kind of like off, but I'm just gonna say it's just an honor to finally interact with you guys on mic and conversation. It's very different, right? Because Twitter is just like limiting, and
that's
a lot
a
of
war.
things. I remember I think if you literally tweet one word and everyone's just going to blow it like, oh my gosh, that person is this thing, and every negative connotation in existence. Like, but I was just trying to be nice and stuff. It's happened.
You need to pick a side, Jinmei. You need to pick a side right
Actually,
now.
for me, like on Twitter, I think the most ironically negative thing only that ever happened in my feed is like not even intentional because I wasn't trying to be like. It was just me kind of memeing about like Double Trigger's getting nerfed. Remember it's the running joke, right? I just memed about it as well. I wasn't complaining. I just jumped on the joke, and there were people that really kind of went ham. They think I was complaining about, the game. Like, I'm just joking, and then they thought I wanted the other like Mishima's nerfed, and I'm like, I play all of them, right? Like, it's totally fine, Some of them were pretty toxic too, but hey, Kiranza actually commented and saved it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've like I was saying to these guys, maybe we've covered a lot of things. I know that you had a bunch of things you wanted to talk about. Was there anything that we missed? Because I wanted to open the floor up to these guys in the comment section to like, because basically Lisa said we're circle jerking here, right? We all kind of agree. So it'll be good to get some pushback from people that are listening to ask you guys questions. Obviously, someone sends in a stupid question, I'm going to ignore it. But I'm happy for people to send questions in. But was there anything that we missed that you wanted to talk about?
No, I think we covered quite a lot, to be honest. I can't think of anything at the moment. If I do, I'll put my hand up. But yeah, I'm more than happy to answer the questions.
All right. Well, I guess
very Slay Queen.
Yeah. I already know someone's gonna clip this. Then I say, "Mike, you fucking simp," blah blah blah. We all know how it's gonna go.
Yeah, but you're not. You're a woman today. We have already experienced it. Like
I think that's canon now. This is the canon.
Yeah.
Like Mike is his.
Michelina.
Mike is her alternate like version from a different universe. And it's time.
You're just having fun with the girls.
Yeah. No funny thing. Actually, like my
tea party.
do this.
Yeah, we have tea party and everything. Oh,
actually,
so
like
cozy.
one of our guy friends, the one who's kind of helping like mentor us girls in the Tekken scene. We kind of joke that he's one of the girls, and like and we just kind of joke on him, but he's really chill and stuff. He just teaches us Tekken. It's really funny though. Like,
you know what?
The girls now.
I will tell you guys though. Like, I've got a group of friends. They're all girls, and they put me in their group chat. Your group chats are as bad as our group chats. I couldn't believe the shit I was seeing in there.
That's actually not wrong. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
What are you guys talking about?
Girls' group chats are diabolical. If anything, I would say they're worse.
Wow.
You know what? I think
Girls.
I agree.
Yeah.
I will not
together.
deny.
What is this? I have the whip ready. Okay. I do not want to see this. Okay. I guess
disappointed I didn't put nail polish on.
Yeah, you didn't. How dare you?
We'll never go that far, guys. That's not me.
We need to see pigtails next time.
Yeah.
He's doing the Xiaoyu pigtail next time. That'll be super cute.
Do the girls not? Yes.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about that? What was that stream he did with the dating simulator?
So basically,
Guna
for those of you that don't know,
Stream.
Oh, no.
for those of you that don't know,
Stream.
Oh, no.
basically there was a very popular game called Five Hearts Under One Roof, and it got recommended for me to play initially. And I said, okay, cool, I'll play it. I'd never played a dating simulator before.
He was so ready.
I didn't know what to expect.
Lisa,
The
you
game-
should have seen him on the chat. I had to leave.
No,
I
I
was
didn't
like,
do
I
anything.
can't.
I didn't
It
do
was
Hey,
Oh,
hold on.
crazy.
shameful.
Don't
Shameful.
slander me. Don't slander me.
It was crazy.
Shame.
I have
It
more
actually
questions
turned
when that
out-
popped up in my feed. I was like, what? I didn't. I thought he's an FGC guy mostly. Like, what is he doing with this?
I can admit that 2 of the games were shit, but one of them was really good. It had twists and turns,
Mm,
good
good, yeah.
character development.
Very good. But yeah, I understand. Yeah.
They
Good
understand their audience. We'll put it that way.
He's here for the plot, not for the women.
Yeah. Was there 2 good personalities too? Were they big? Yeah. I see
Everyone
how it
remembers
is.
Gran.
I have it. If I
It's a big
see
car.
anything of this on Twitter, I'm gonna. You know how it is.
Mimi was there. She was gooning. She could say what she was. She was
I
there.
no.
I said one
mean,
of them was okay. That was it. But they were all bitches. All these like bachelorettes, they were just moody as fuck. And I was like, they're all bitches. The guys are still here in the chat, like still gooning over it. Mike
Yeah,
was still playing the
shameful.
game.
Shameful.
I just thought, I just thought, you know
Shameful
what?
act.
I'm cringing. Like some of the scenarios as well. Like there were cat ears, meowing. It was guys.
I didn't make the game. I was just told to play it.
And you said yes. Finally, that
I'll
game
Let me
probably-
play this
play,
on my
and
live
someone
stream.
said yes. We need to play it.
I probably won't be playing another one for some time. The last
I
two
was
put me
either.
off.
Sometime.
This is a
Sometime, but
rolling
he's gonna do it.
He's
Still
planning to do
considering
it.
it.
paddling
Hey,
in.
If the crowd wants it, that's they want that. Listen, if there was a male equivalent, you guys would play it. Don't lie. If
No
imagine it was
way.
Clive and Jin. I've seen how you guys do your
I would
reaction
never.
videos.
I would never look at a man like that.
I
would
won't lie, my
never.
friends just like my friends from the anime 2D side just already gave me because they had just announced another character I've been waiting for. So I don't blame them though. But I do admit I do play the guy characters on purpose.
Who's
But,
the girl
those
that
games are actually fun though.
Who's the girl in the Tekken scene that's a horror? I think she plays Horang. Like she loves Horang.
Kiri? It's Kiri.
Kiri, oh,
Yeah, she's an
Yeah,
old one,
I
though.
have
That's what
shamed
I won't
her.
lie.
I have shamed. I swear to. I shamed
I call her
her.
a pervert.
Yeah,
I love her.
I shamed her so much. She has a freaking, this thing. That's of Horang's abs. She has this
Of his
in Horang-
abs.
abs. Yes.
That's
Shameful act,
girl
Kiri.
thing.
If you watch this, shame on you. I've shamed you before on my stream. Shame again.
Like, Kiri's adorable
you
though. Like
know.
the reaction is just very genuine, and I won't deny. Like, yeah, we do have our fangirl moments. I think I remember. Like, I think Mimi said she's a fellow Double Jin like fangirl. I mean, I won't deny this. Yeah, we like him. Like in terms of the visuals. But do you
Mhm.
think like I picked Mishima's because I know what a wave dash is, and I know what an electric is. also.
Mhm.
I don't even know about fighting games. I don't even know about execution. I was like, he looks cool. He shoots lasers. Hey,
Yeah.
let's do it. Right? It's like, but it was funny because I think a lot of my friends are pretty supportive about it, both guys and girls. Like every time they know, like he was coming up in Tekken 8, he was like, "Here's the link," and there were like over
Mhm.
10 plus people and friends who were like, "Here's the trailer's here. React to it." I was like,
Guys, I know you've been here for a while. I wanted to be respectful of your time. Are you okay to answer a few more questions? Because I've got a controversial one. I don't know how you guys will feel about it. I've
Yeah.
got my feelings about it. So,
I have a.
how do the women feel about infiltration, specifically the domestic violence situation? Would they feel in danger if he was unbanned? Should outside behavior actions be considered for bans? Now, I have my opinions on this. I've got quite strong feelings on this situation, but I'll let you guys all go first. We'll start with Lisa.
I have no clue. I have
Okay.
no. I don't even know. Okay,
That's
yeah,
okay.
jump over me.
That's fine, no
I have
problem.
clue.
Mimi?
So I think the first time I came across infiltration, it was on a stream. Someone showed his YouTube video where he's tried to prove his innocence. But the issue with that, some people could argue and say, well, he might be hiding things that, or covering up certain things. So obviously there's a case surrounding this whole situation. He's talked his side on YouTube. There's now been a new YouTube video.
Technicals.
Who was it? Technical's YouTube video, and that goes into a lot more details. For me personally, I feel like this might upset a few people. I'm just gonna say it though. I feel like he potentially could be innocent because of the evidence and even like the stuff shown in his case. But mind you guys, again, I'm quite public about this as well. Like I've gone through my own ordeals when it comes to these type of situations. I've gone to the police and stuff when it comes to so I feel like I've got my own experience on it, right? So naturally when these things happen, you kind of feel sorry for like the woman. When I've seen these YouTube videos though, I'm kind of like, shit, who is the innocent one here? Like who is the actual victim? Has she actually made up stuff? Why has she got her relative involved? So there's a whole bunch of questions there. I'm kind of in a gray area. I'm not sure, but I'm not completely like, oh, I'm against infiltration. Like he's commented on like some of my posts. I didn't even know who he was. He commented on my posts. He was really polite and nice towards me. If I went to an event and he approached me and he was nice towards me, like as he is online, I don't think I'd have an issue with him. But obviously with what I've seen online and whatnot, it's kind of a gray area. I feel like he's been really pleasant to me. There's these videos that kind of show, well, is he innocent? Is it, you know, it's a bit awkward. So I feel like I'm really struggling to kind of have too much of a strong opinion on it. But all I can say, he's been nice to me, you know, and that's not me trying to take away from his wife, because what if she is telling the truth, right? But considering what I've seen, it's kind of awkward. It's very awkward. I feel like I don't know where to sort of look with the situation. And I know certain people might not like me for saying this. They're probably going to say, well, you know, if this has happened and, you know, he's pled guilty, he's wrong. But I won't believe this. And the reason why I won't believe this, I've been through my own ordeals in life and I've tried to prove myself, me being the victim, and it hasn't gone through. The justice system failed me. So when it comes to stuff like this, I'm like, is infiltration going through something I did? Is he like, well, he's being accused wrongly, whereas I was trying to prove something that happened to me. So I kind of can probably maybe feel towards him in the sense of like, okay, is he in a situation where he's not getting justice, where something's been twisted or it's false basically. So it's really awkward to say, it really is. But like I said, he's been nice towards me. I know in that technicals video, I just saw someone write in the comments, he did say a particular word he shouldn't say. He shouldn't say it. That's, you know, that's the only thing I took from that video, of where like it was kind of, obviously it was discussed about his court case, it was discussed about the match fixing, and then it was discussed about the N-word that he used. For the first two situations, the case and the match fixing, I feel like that was more, it felt more in favor of him. Like he's, you know, he didn't, I'm not going to say he didn't do anything wrong, but it just feels like it's in a very gray area. Even the match fixing stuff, apparently there's receipts of that type of stuff. But then when it comes to the N-word, obviously he ain't got no leg to stand on. So so I'm kind of in an awkward gray zone with that. I'm not going to be horrible to him though. I feel like if he's really strongly trying to defend himself, so be it. You know, I hope if he is innocent in the situation, it gets proven. Like he just, well, I think it's hard to prove it. That's the thing. So I just hope if he is like innocent, he gets his justice basically.
Okay. Jinmei, do you know about the situation and how do you feel about it?
I can't really say much. I only have crumbs about it, again, by accident, only on Twitter. I guess because he's like famous or infamous enough that it kind of pops up here and there. I didn't even really know who he was. And I won't deny, I don't really have much details. I just know he has a controversy. And it's really a big deal. That's why he's like banned. Yeah, I get it. So, but I can't really take a side because I don't have a lot of context. And I don't really want to get involved in like, or say an opinion or take a stance because I really don't have a lot of any of the sides. Honestly, I don't exactly even know what he really did. But if it's like domestic violence, then that's pretty rough. Especially, let's say if he is guilty, then that is pretty rough. I won't like, all I can just kind of compare it to is, I guess in the local scene we've had a history of a guy like that. Well, he got canceled, so. But the sad part is I don't think he's banned. But I think he's at least not like. But I don't think he's like man enough to kind of go back at the moment. I'm not sure, but at the moment, at least like he's not like canceled by the community. Like I said, it's kind of different in the dynamic here locally because people know people. So yeah, and then if the guy even wants to get sponsored anything like that, he's already in the like blacklist or something like that. So it's kind of whatever.
Okay.
So, but outside of that, I don't really have any much to say regarding this international thing.
Well, my opinion on it, after having reviewed all of the videos that Infiltration put up and then the video that Technicals did and speaking to Infiltration privately about like several situations, the M-word thing, I can let that go. It's I'm not going to damn someone for it. It's like I've spoken to him again based on what I've had, the conversation that I've had with him. I'd let that go. The match fixing, if I'm being completely honest, I couldn't give less of a shit about. It's whatever, especially in the area that I grew up, the kind of fixing that goes on around here, you just learn to let it go. As far as like his wife or his ex-wife, I don't think he's guilty. And I think the way that FGC has treated him, given the fact that there are a lot of people in our scene that have said a lot of heinous shit to people, made threats openly, and there's also people that have done terrible things that are still competing. The way Capcom has treated him, I think it's unfair. I don't think he'll get unbanned because Capcom is going to want to save face. And, if someone accuses you of beating the tar out of your wife and then you let them back into tournaments, how's it going to look if, the people, what Twitter's like, they're going to be tweeting Capcom constantly. It's going to blow up. Capcom's going to look bad. So I think Infiltration has been dealt a bad hand. The only thing that I'm not in a total agreement with Infiltration with is that because he's been outcasted now, there's also some other players that have kind of been outcasted that I don't particularly think have great talking points and I think are there to cause a bit of chaos. And because he doesn't really have a home in the FGC anymore because of what's happened, I think, in my opinion, he might be talking to the wrong people, which is going to make the whole situation look bad or even worse. But as for his wife, I think she's lying. And I don't think he should be facing the sort of situation that he is right now. But that was to answer the question, guys. Let me see if I missed any other questions. Oh, they're asking about low tick. What's your opinions on low tick?
Oh no.
I don't actually know low tier God. Like I think I went to his stream once. I asked about Tekken, and then I got banned. I made a tweet about him, and it blew up randomly. And then he came into my stream, followed me, and then we just became mutuals everywhere. And that's it. And then people obviously, I don't know what to believe online. I'll be so real. Because people obviously make certain allegations towards him. I don't know. I don't really have the time to look into everything. But I'm like, he's got a platform. He's even hosted like a Twitch event before, I think. So I'm like, I don't know what to think really of this guy. I don't know him, and I don't really care to investigate too deeply when it comes to online stuff. And not just that, just to let you guys know, a follow button doesn't mean you're best buds with someone. So someone commented once that, oh, maybe you're following this guy. And I'm like, I follow everyone in the FGC. I want to see everything. Doesn't matter if I like them, dislike them. I want to see everything. So someone pointed that out. So I'm just making that clear. But yeah, I don't really know much about LTG.
Okay. At least you laughed when I brought up his name. Have you had any interactions with him?
TMM and LTG beef, haven't you guys been in that? Oh my god.
No.
Oh my god, his ego is so hurt. TMM and LTG was friends, and then TMM said that you need to like humble yourself a little bit, and then friendship.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
Oh my god, that is so hilarious. And I was like, this is so funny. Like, the guy is so funny. The guy is so, like, I know I'm trying to not judge, but then again, he did say Zendaya was a mid, and he has made a whole tier list of women before my time. Like, he has done some shit, but he's a guy on the internet. I don't know. I laugh at him, but I laugh at a lot of things. So I don't have time to dislike anyone, but oh my god, that guy.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Just before I asked Jinmei, there was a super chat came in. Thank you, Bino. It said Lisa exposed a Brian player recently. Very funny, by the way. Does she think he was an ass because she is a woman?
Okay, yeah. Well, the thing is, I do sadly demasculate some men in general. So yes, I do believe some of it is because I am a woman, sadly. That is also something I haven't even talked about. Sometimes I do notice when people play, for example, against someone else and they lose against them, they don't get as upset as when they lose against me, for example. And I'm trying not to, but that's actually one of the things that annoys me the most, is that it is so annoying to lose to me on a lot of, and it's kind of hard for me to sometimes think that it feels like it's because I'm looking the way I'm looking, basically, and that's why they don't like losing to me. And often also because of those things, he lost to me just by me making fun of him. He becomes very obsessive. Like he is very obsessive. That Brian player is talking on commenting on my things still, saying I'm a psychopath. Like he has said a lot of things to me because
Is
his
this a
ego is
well-known
so
player?
hurt. I know who he is because I had a friend check, but
Okay.
he's not a well-known player
Oh.
at all. But I've been in situations like, because you're not supposed to lose to me, basically, if you're good at the game.
Is that Jinmei? You play Devil Jin at quite a high level as well. Do people get upset knowing that you're a girl and that you beat them?
Not that well, thankfully on my end, not that I know of. I mean, if they want, I can explain how they lost. to be honest, I can just tell them how they
That might piss
lost.
them off even more.
I can, but I think for me, uh, like on my end, like the way I like when I play with people, sometimes like if I can really tell they really don't know if you're down the matchup, because I actually teach players as well. It doesn't matter if it's guy or girl. So it's like I tell them like, oh hey, that's punishable. You can kind of do this and do that. You know. So I don't know, like, and so far, nobody really told me like, you know, like, all right, oh, I don't like losing to you either because of the character or because of the gender on that end. But I think it was also something that I wanted to also evade. But thankfully, nothing really came about it. I have this theory sometimes. This is just like, I don't think it's maybe just gender or even just character. For example, like in fighting games, I think like people are just generally annoyed on certain types of playstyles, certain types of characters. Sure, you can add gender on top of it, but I actually feel maybe also some playstyles people really don't like. For example, I think the unfortunate part also with Mrs. Playstuff, she mains Nina, so it's like it's so easy to complain about that too. Like,
Yeah.
oh, she mains a top tier character. So
Yeah, but
I lost, and a lot of people are easily really. There's many reasons. I also want to know. I mean, to be fair, on the flip side, I do like play not so strong character. But of course, they're gonna be like, I don't see him, so therefore, I'm losing, getting knowledge check. But
absolutely.
for me, the way I play the game is I don't really like being excused that I only won because I'm checking you. I kind of don't like that as well. I don't like comments like that as well. So I would tell them, to be fair, I'm not even knowledge checking you. But if
Well,
you want, I can tell you, right? Like I can tell you how, if you want. Like it's punishable. You do this, you do that. Like I'm
I'll
not here to
admit,
hide.
I did that. Jinmei beat me like 10 something, and I was like, oh no, it's fight your character. That's why you're winning. It was really because I was shit.
No, but I was telling him to launch punish stuff. Like
uh,
Dumbleton's flying is like death.
yeah. Just to respond to that, I've had people saying like, "Oh my god, I lost to a girl. I need to off myself." So I have had things like that. I've
What?
also had like, because I play different characters. People really hate that when I picked up Brian, there was really so many people angry, and like it's just I do
Yeah, I
believe
sadly
this.
saw that. Like it's really sad. Like you'd think like it'll be cool, you know, to see a girl.
Yeah.
Because there's a funny stereotype of girls tend to play like girl characters more. Of course, no shade to girls who love the girl characters because they're really all pretty and stuff. And
Yeah.
you know, we also play who we want. It's not really just a
Yeah,
stereotype
yeah.
because you're a girl, right? So you know, I remember because on my end, luckily it's more positive. I remember like the first time at least the guys were really nice and they were surprised that I play Mishimas. Because they said like, well, they're popular for guys, like Super, like Brian as well. Very rare for girls, because usually, you know, like I've had guys innocently, don't worry, it's not, it doesn't come off sexist. It's just funny, like it's an innocent
No.
fan kind of thing. Like they told me, oh my goodness, like I remember you're getting ready in casuals, like just a funny side story. You're getting ready in casuals, and then you just pick your characters, right? So after like I went up and picked a character, he was like, oh shoot, I thought you were like a lily man or something. And I'm like, and I'm
No,
just
but
like,
you look like a devil, Jinmei. You look like a devil, Jinmei. You have the red and little red glasses and stuff. I feel like you look like a devil, Jinmei. Not gonna lie. So
thank
that
you,
works
though.
very well.
I've got a question here for you guys. I've got Dave the Sonic. Thank you for the 50, bro. It said, do you think a woman-only tournament helps them getting into the FGC, or is it counterproductive because at the core is dividing the community?
Not this question again, man.
Why?
I think I mentioned this to you earlier, Mike. But Lisa, do you remember back? Was it 2022?
Yeah, but I don't
So-
really to like talk about people like in general. But you can say like without saying names or anything. You can definitely talk about it without.
Yeah. So someone asked me to make a tweet because they wanted numbers on if they hosted a women's only tournament, who would be interested. I remember tweeting this out, and holy shit, did I regret it. The amount of chaos that came with it afterwards, like some people saying, yeah, do it, blah, blah, blah. Some people saying, no, don't, why? Obviously, everyone's got their own opinions, but it just turned into this big, stressful, stupid argument. And I'm just like, give me fucking numbers. I don't want to hear like shit. And it just turned chaotic. And I thought, what is the FGC? I was new to the FGC, so I was like, what is this? I just asked a question, and it's turned into this whole big shindig. And people saying, oh, why women being so extra for why? What's the need? Or some people were saying that, oh, like we just want equal tournaments. Some people like were just saying like, yeah, we'd feel safe if it's just women only, or like give us an opportunity to bond better if there are women only tournaments. For me, I'm not bothered. Like if I'm going to go to a tournament, for example, if I do decide to, like let's say if I go to Dubai, I don't mind going to any women, men, whatever. But everyone's got their own opinions on this, so it doesn't bother me. I just can't believe the time I asked this question, the amount of chaos that just came with it. Because then it gave people an opportunity to be a bit kind of sexist as well, like and make stupid comments. So, but yeah.
I feel like one of you mention this to me some time ago?
Was it not me?
I've heard about this before. I've never had an issue with female-only tournaments because I sometimes hold tournaments for low-ranked players. Like you'll get a like Blackheart, for example. He's God of Destruction with every character. Nobody wants to fight him. And so when we're holding the tournament, they're like, "Can you not have Blackheart in here, please? Because we can't even do random. He'll beat us." So I don't see that. If girls want to have their own space to have a tournament, it's not bothering me. I don't care. If the low-ranked players don't want to play the high-ranked players, I don't care. So I don't know why people get so bent out of shape over it. I think maybe the only time I'd probably have a problem if I saw like a whites only or blacks only tournament, then I'd be like, that seems a bit weird. That's a bit odd.
There should be an Asian only tournament. Just kidding. But I think like I agree with Mike. Like I think it all comes down also to the purpose of the tournament. If it's like, of course, to enrich, again, to encourage. Because to be honest, I've had girls like come up like, of course, they like seeing a girl compete and do well like with their male peers. But I guess it's also at least a nice stepping stone for other girls who are more paranoid. Like maybe try these like female only tournaments only just to like kind of get like encourage girls like in a more positive sense. I get there's the negative side, or maybe and they just want to show you. Sad to say, it's happened. Like, but I think it all depends if everyone's like purpose for it like really lines up. Because to be honest, we've also had those like the low ranking type tournaments. Yeah, the amateur type, right? Because I don't blame them. Like, who the heck like wants to compete? Like, some like Tekken god or something. Like I'm like, I'm just new to Tekken. I don't want to get like just juggled in 3 rounds and die, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I get it. I think it all comes down again to the purpose. What are you trying to achieve with this tournament, right? If it's to obviously encourage more girls and stuff like that, I think people should see it in an angle. It's not like no, female just want exclusivity because like we, can't compete with the guys. We want VIP. But I think again, people have to agree on the true purpose of why you're doing this. I think it really always comes to that. And usually people just don't see eye to eye because everyone takes it differently, right? So that's the hard part.
Okay, there's some more questions that have come in here for you guys. I just want to make sure you guys okay on time.
Yeah.
Are you're good
I
on
can still
time?
go
Okay.
for a bit.
Okay,
I'm already going up late.
That's all right. Just let me know if you guys want to check out at any point. I've got a question here from Lord Baihu. Thank you for the 99 donation. What about girls doing getting into beef sets, especially the ones that are hosted by Foxy Grandpa? Those are very entertaining. Have you guys ever watched them?
Is it with each
No,
other?
actually.
Like women versus women or women fighting men? Because if it's women fighting men, I'm all for it.
Yeah, that's weird. If it's, I don't know, like I like Foxy Grandpa, but I don't know. I think
Actually, I
it's
don't know who that is.
weird. I think it's weird to just put woman on woman. But then again, I'm all for like playing on your level. So if you're a woman that is good enough to beat men, why is it like? Because it feels like a fetish to me, and almost like two women competing against each other. But maybe I'm totally wrong, and seeing it from a different side. Because for me, it's almost like if someone. That has happened before. Someone has invited me to play against some girl that is green ranks, and I'm like, do you think this is going to be fun? Like, you guys just want 2 girls on the stream and get much views because it's 2 girls. That's basically, you're not doing this as fun. Do you not think I'm just going to destroy that woman?
Yeah.
Which is where my but I will not join stuff like that.
Would you join if a guy called you out and said, I want to beef set you, and he was like a Tekken god in the same style that like Foxy does his streams? Would you be up for that?
Yeah, or a girl at the same level. Like it's as long as it's not like because we're 2 girls.
Okay.
It's just
it goes on
just that.
It goes on to
totally
what Jinmei about, like what's the intention behind like hosting a tournament? Is it like for a fetish, or is it to be inclusive? I don't know, like make it more welcoming for those who are like women who are interested in like entering the FGC. Because if sorry, what is his name? Foxy Grandpa.
Foxy Grandpa is a top Mortal Kombat player.
I know his name, but I didn't. Yeah.
Can you kind of explain why I've never really heard about him? Like, no offense to him, it's more of MK is just not like big here, so I don't really name this.
Jinmei, they're already doing bad. You ain't got to step on them again. There's no one playing the game.
Oh yeah, it's great.
There's you guys have already answered this question. Thank you for the $5. You already spoke about over sexualization with female characters, so you just have to rewind the stream a little bit, bro. Yeah. So in terms of like beef sets, I think what they were saying, I don't think they're like talking about girl on girl beef sets, but I thought it was interesting that you brought up being fetishized in that regard. What made you think that them asking for girls to beef sets would be a fetish thing? Is it something that you've heard before?
Like I'm not even when I think about beef. When I think, myself, I've been asked for this, but I have not had beef with anyone. So it was just if 2 people talk shit about each other, of course that can be a beef. Like that's something. It's all about why it's done. I'm sorry if I articulated myself wrong earlier in that sense, but it's just when it's like, it must be 2 girls. That's going to be so fun to watch on my channel. That doesn't really have so much views, but because those 2, that's going to be interesting for people to watch, kind of thing. And people will sometimes do that, 100%.
Okay.
So.
All right. Have any of you been in situations then where like because you're a girl, maybe like raging when you're playing a game, or like you're doing something that seems normal, that you've been fetishized?
Yes.
What do you have any examples? Yeah, go on. You got an example? I'm curious because this is all new to me.
I don't know if this is along the lines of a fetish, but I remember when there was a drama with me and a girl, someone was like, "Oh yeah, do a beef set," and they were like, "Oh, that'd be so hot." You know, women cat fights or some shit. Like they were saying it in some that way,
100%.
and I was like, I understand doing a normal, regular, like beef set, but when you say it in that way, it's kind of like, ugh, shut the fuck up. Like,
Mhm.
imagine if I said that to like the guys in the FGC, like, yeah, oh, it just no, I wouldn't ever.
Yeah.
Like,
Is that
it's just
something that
weird.
you've dealt with, Jinmei, at all? Of like you've been dealt with like people
Um,
fetishizing you over basic things?
like I wouldn't really like say fetishize. Like I don't think it's that extreme to the point like the people behind it. Like again, the purpose, right? But you can feel the intention, right, if
Mm.
ever for these things. I think like the most about I won't lie. There are times we do have these matches or they're exhibitions. They want like girls to girls kind of thing. I did take part in it, but you can feel the intention if it's like really because it's that side. But for the most part, at least here, I've yet to feel it. But sometimes they do purposely do it. But hey, I mean, if it's just for fun and I know the other girl and we're not really beefing, like it's totally fine. And we're similar level, so it's not like, we're poning like one newbie girl
Mm.
who doesn't know what the heck she's doing.
Yeah.
But it's all for good fun. And to be fair, it was like a team battle kind of thing anyways. It wasn't just us girls. They kind of just made us like the team captain for the funs of it. But everyone was like on board and just chill. So it wasn't like, hey, you know, but it's up to you like on how you take that. But I to go back to like what Mike said, I'm not sure if like understand like your question about
Mhm.
like how we'd react. Did somebody like react very fetishy about it?
No, it's just because Lisa was talking about it. Because obviously my experience in the FGC is completely different to you guys. Everything that you guys have been talking about, I've never had to deal with.
Mm.
Basically everything you said. Even when we're like getting into cussing matches, my sex is never brought up, obviously. So when you were speaking about like fetishization, I was just interested to know, is it like just basic things you could be doing and there's some weirdo typing stuff? Because obviously I've got Ellie here. I've seen things that you would think are completely normal. She was on one of my videos once and she took a sip of water and someone wrote the craziest comment and I was like, how did your brain even get there? I couldn't even
Mm.
understand it. So that's why I was curious to know, do you just do like very random things or things no one would think about and someone makes a weird comment at you?
Yeah.
Sadly, yes, there are.
Yes.
Like it
Yeah.
even comes out of nowhere. You're like you're
Mm.
doing something so innocent. You don't think much of it. Like it's subconsciously because you're just doing things. I won't really say like the guy fetished it, but let's just say I guess he was trying to raise or compliment. But then it's like for example, I was playing casuals. Then like after I finished, I stood up. He approached me and it was fine. I know the guy and yeah, he's fine. It's just suddenly out of nowhere,
Mm-hmm.
like literally out of nowhere. Like it was so like 0 to 100. He suddenly told me, I like how I like the expression you make when you're doing electrics. I'm like, huh? Like and the funny part, my friend who I was playing casuals with was like, he's a guy. He was staring at this guy straight in eye, with his jaw dropped. He was like, did this guy think this sounded good and normal? And dude, no, I talked with this guy like normally. Some like both of us were just more dumbfounded. Like, dude,
So
huh?
you were doing electrics with Devil Jin and he liked the way you looked when you did
I
electrics.
was just like expressing. I guess I was just like emoting a bit, like I'm like, I
Damn.
don't really like make a specific face. I don't even know what I look like. Like I'm just kind of serious when I play casuals or compete. I don't
Mm.
know.
Fair enough. That's crazy. I've never
But
heard anything like that.
it was so odd. Like I don't know. Both of us were like so jaw dropped. It was more funny in the end. It's not like I felt super like perverted and something. We're just like scratching our heads and
Mm.
there are those comments. So it's like super like just comes out of nowhere.
Fair enough. That's fucking weird. But I think we've pretty much covered everything. Was there anything in closing that you guys wanted to add? Maybe anything we didn't get to touch on?
No.
You touched on everything.
Families have it good. Yeah. Are you tired of this? Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Oh
I'm good
my.
to keep going, but I don't want to drag you guys. I know it's a bit later for you Lisa? Or is it an hour late or an hour earlier?
Later, but
Yeah.
it's fine. I'm working at home, so it's fine if there's something else. Yeah,
I
but
know
Fenris.
Mimi had you had some. I know you had some topics you wanted to talk about. Did we make sure to cover all of them? I know you're
Pretty much.
you're the tea person, so.
The tea. What?
I'm
No,
joking.
wait. I think we pretty much covered everything because it's come up in conversation. I'm trying to think. I think the only thing I didn't know, I did touch upon that, didn't I? About how like I've been told to be careful not to be too close to certain guys because they might see it the wrong way. And then I explained that situation with that guy who fell in love after a week.
Oh, here's a question for you then. Bino asked, what should we as a community do to encourage more girls into the fighting game community? We'll start with Lisa.
We all can do a better job, just not be so toxic online, I guess. Focus more on the positive stuff. I think that also is it. I think Twitter is a very bad place for new players to go to because it's so much negativity there. But when I go locals, or I don't have locals, but when I went to TVT or anything like that, I was just positive action. It's just to be coming in the right groups, basically. You need to be lucky to just get them into the right spaces. But we can't really say to the toxic people to say, stop being toxic, because they are not going to do that.
Yeah. Mimi?
Well, I want to thank Binho for asking that question because I think that's like a first step. You should ask questions. Like, I'm here, Lisa's here, Jinmei's here. If you guys need to ask questions about how to approach certain subjects, especially when it comes to women, just ask us. Or maybe, like, I don't mind running some games with you guys, talking to you guys, right? And the thing is, I know, like, some of you might even potentially struggle to sort of think, okay, how do I approach certain subjects with a woman in the FGC? Maybe it's something you're not used to. So in that sense, whatever you bring up, even if it's like a mistake and you say something stupid, like, as long as you're trying to understand and meet a middle ground of understanding the women in the FGC, because we're here and there's going to be more. You know, obviously gaming's on the rise. More and more women are into gaming, into the FGC. So, you know, you can just expect more and more women to come through. And I'm happy that, like, there are people like Binho asking these questions and wanting to meet that middle ground and understand. But that's the main thing, asking questions and just speaking to one of us. Like, we can answer any particular questions if you have any.
Jinmei, just before you answer, I just want to pull this comment up. These three women would call a man creepy for saying "bless you" after they sneeze.
No.
So it's these kind of comments that annoy me because
I actually kind of snickered at that one.
These questions, and it's not even a question; it's a stupid comment. Because I've seen comments like this going through the chat from like randomers, and I approached all three of you, and I haven't had any issues with you. And I've spoken to other girls in the scene. I've never had a single issue with any girl in the fighting game community ever. So if you find yourself sneezing around girls and they think you're creepy, you might have done something beforehand.
Did you cover your mouth when you sneezed, or did you spit at them? Because if you spat at them and they called you creepy, I'm sorry.
That guy is just hurt. He has had one bad woman experience, and now he thinks every woman is like that. Meanwhile, I feel like all of us are quite fine with each other. We have even given Mike a new name, Mikkelina, so we have done a good job.
One of the girls.
Yeah.
To be funny, like, I have like guy friends who are really long time legacy old school players as well, who I got close to. Even they're like teasing me in some sense that they're telling me how much I'm able to tank these types of people, you know, like, you know, kind of just let it be a time. So also, you know, they don't get anything like physical or really do anything. So it's like, even, but considering like these types of guys are like, you know, grown men, and even they're getting creeped out, and they're even asking me like, you know, oh, how are you able to tank that stuff? And I'm like, to be fair, I'm not really into like, you know, trying to cancel people. I get it, there are people who are insecure, or maybe, you know, they come from difficult backgrounds, right? Like they just want a safe space for themselves. I get it. Like everyone goes to these communities for a reason. They might be not have like they might have not enough experience. Exactly, like also socially awkward. I get it, right? Like I get it. That's why I guess sometimes it's also not good because I get the extreme and I kind of get like a lot of these things happen because I kind of accidentally let it. So like my guy friends also tease, okay, you should kind of keep more.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny as well.
So DM Smith was asking, it would have been nice to hear a sister's perspective on this topic. We did have a group chat. There was loads of girls in there. And so I did invite other girls to join. Some of them didn't want to. I think Mimi, you reached out to a few people. They said they didn't want to join. So it's not like I didn't invite black girls before anyone. I saw Cuddlecore yesterday, actually. Didn't speak to her, but she was in the same building as me. But didn't get a chance
Cuddle's
to ask
adorable
her.
though. I met her.
Yeah,
like, she's really cute.
No issues with her. I've never spoken to her before. She was sitting next to me because I was working and she was at an event that I was working at, and didn't get a chance to speak to her because she was playing Austin Ash or Ryan Hart or someone. But we invited black girls. There's black girls in the group chat. They chose not to join. I'm not going to force anyone to come here. And besides, I'm half black and I'm part of one of the girls now anyway. So.
Yeah, Michelina.
I love the name just changes like ever so slightly.
Yeah, she's giving me 4 names.
Yeah, I've been continued. I need to find like the right on it. So we have it forever, for the next time. Yes, queens. For the next tea party. Where's your tea, Jinmei?
I'm more of a coffee lover. Am I gonna get
there? Okay, expeller from the chat already.
I'm gonna get ousted to the from the tea community to the coffee community.
Oh no. No. This is too wrong. I need to sell you some teas. You need tea.
So as like you guys are all like content creators out there, do you guys have any like plans for your channels or anything that you plan on doing differently? Because you're all involved in Tekken, but do you plan on expanding or are you just going to continue streaming and cosplaying Tekken? I'll start with Lisa.
I do whatever I feel like. I think. So I do. This is as a queen, you do whatever you want as a woman. But I will of course stream Tekken because I like Tekken and stuff. But I will also do other stuff. Maybe I'll join you guys on cosplaying.
Yes,
add a nice harangue cosplay.
I was about to say you already look like Nina though.
I've
and also congratulations on the engagement. You just need a wedding dress, and that's already the cosplay. But that's already the cosplay, right? She's gonna be dressing up as like Nina on wedding dress.
Yeah, I got picked as the weird joke.
What a cutie.
Yeah.
Mimi, do you have any plans for your cosplaying? Like, do you have any ideas for it or your channel?
Well, after like leaving like my sponsor last year and then taking a break because of my health, I've just started to sort of get back into my content stuff again. I'm making these beginner guides that are friendly for new players, girls, boys, and I'm also just trying to make my typical meme videos. And go back to streaming, but more often, like obviously when I'm feeling good, and cosplaying as well. Like I told you guys, I used to cosplay up until 2020, started again last year, 2024, and I'm trying to just do as many cosplays as possible, like surrounding Tekken. But I'm thinking about other characters too, like from Bleach or other movies or games I like or shows. So that's it for me when it comes to content. And obviously TikTok's been banned or it's been unbanned. I have no idea. So I don't know if I'm going to use TikTok, but
it's okay for us. It's the Americans that don't have it anymore.
I know, but don't you think there's going to be a huge fall off in TikTok because of this?
I don't know. I think everyone's going to a Chinese app. I can't remember what it was called. I keep seeing it everywhere. Yeah, something like that. My friend said that he joined it and he just had a bunch of dudes hitting him up for dates. So I don't know.
Oh, okay. But yeah, that's it for me so far.
Okay, cool. What about you, Jinmei?
Kind of like with Lisa, I think I'm just gonna basically post whatever I kind of want. Like it's not really a regular job for me. It's just really on the hobby side, and got day job and other real life things to do. So it comes and goes. So like I kind of just post like whenever, and I just want to like vary. It kind of comes in the mood as well. But of course, like sticking with to Tekken, I think especially like with Twitter, I only really made it more for the FG side. So kind of just focusing on it because it's like the little hobby side. Sure, some cosplay here and there. I have like maybe just traditionally in a year I do like 2 to 3 cosplays I do for fun, and yeah, probably post like content. Still have a few backlog actually from the photo shoots, so gonna post that up really late. Just wait for months thing when I feel like it. To be fair, even on the YouTube side, like it's good. It's good. Like gameplay. Like it's so on and off. I'm just like, oh, I'm so lazy.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I just become a potato and I just go, I'm just gonna play. Just play on the side of my friends. I like to be fair. I don't know how MrsPlayStuff does it, but I remember like I watched your stream and you were just like eating carrot casually ranking, and it was
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah, by
And
the
it
way,
was
you think some people have been perverted about that carrot too.
no. It's more of like
Yeah.
I'm like it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like you have so much like brain capacity to just like balance interaction with the chat. You're ranking at the same time, and you're like also munching carrots. To be fair, like when I do rank, I'm just like hyper focused. I can't like hyper focus, and I just play silently.
Oh yeah, like
No
that.
stream, no anything. I
Yeah.
just like
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit tired, I think. But yeah, no, if I don't eat, I wouldn't survive. Okay, I wouldn't
oh.
survive the ranked area. I would be cranky. I would be mad at everything, even though sometimes I am. Apparently, I am a very angry individual when I play ranked. I'm trying to be reformed, as we have seen on the latest streams, and it's actually been helping to play Kazuya. 112 gaming is amazingly fun. You guys don't have any idea. Kazuya is so fun. He just laser from distance. Have fun with these people.
I've seen this clip, so it was really fun.
Yeah.
Lisa,
it's
you
so
need to
fun.
run up and laser. Like some people fall for that so bad,
Yeah,
and
they
it's
do all
hilarious.
the time.
wish my
They do
laser
all
was
the time.
fast.
It's so nice. And the people are like, oh, how can people fall for this move? And I'm like, what do you mean?
Because Kazuya's
Like,
layers are actually good. to be fair.
yeah, it works very well. Like people need to stop thinking like can opener is not a good move. People get hit by can opener still. Like
Exactly.
come
Yeah.
on.
I mean, play how you want. Like it's fine. If it works, it works.
Yeah, it's fun.
I'm surprised that Kazuya's 112 is working out for you.
No,
his hands
but
are very short.
No, but the thing is, it's all about the timing. And I have the jab timing. I'm a Nina main. I love jabs. So it's all about like how to use it. And I love to use it as a Magic 4.
Hero only has a magic 4 actually.
Yeah, it's slower, but then when they want to press, I do 112
yeah, he
and
is
the
slow.
112 wins. So
That's true.
it's nice
Mishima's
for
like
me.
you 112 to everything.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
yeah, that's what I said. And
That.
yeah, I carried by the 112.
We cannot deny it's a very good 10 frame.
Yeah, 112 a block 112. That's the best punish. Yeah, when you
I know
block the
that's like
112 and then you do 112 back.
Yes.
Yeah, you do. You need to do that. If you don't,
Yeah, we
do
call
that,
out
you're
all
not-
the Mishima. We call out all the Mishima mains. Like when the other guy actually launches, we're like, no, that's
No,
totally
that's wrong. Yeah, that's
That's
totally
wrong.
wrong. You're
It's not
supposed to
optimal.
112 back. How dare you launch? Cheap. That's not honest. You need to do 112 back. 100%.
Like, and then I even like we even have this other joke like if you block a hell sweep, now you have to assert even more dominance. You have to crouch cancel 112.
Oh my god. Yeah, I need to
Mental
go
damage.
there. Yeah, I
You
need
know,
to.
I let you win. I didn't need to launch you.
True. I like the way you think.
It's a top secret, how you get,
Yeah,
Mishima's help.
thank you for that. Now I know how to play
It
Mishima
ruins
even
them like
better.
mentally. They're like,
Mm.
oh my goodness, he could have launched me, could have launched me, could have done any other thing. Like, still chose the 112.
Yeah, that's the way.
It's nice that you guys are talking like this because this is like I think maybe for some people that from what I've seen on Twitter don't realize that girls play games. This is pretty much just how guys chat about Tekken as well. So it's good to just have that, just because there are some people that honestly I saw some things this week on Twitter after my interactions, not necessarily from the group I interacted with, but people coming after me for defending women. And some of the things I saw, some of these guys live in caves. They have no idea that girls play games, and the girls that do play games, they say the most heinous shit about them. So
Yeah, we go on.
Actually, the funny part about like the Mishima joke, for example, I mean, most of the Mishima mates are guys, so I literally do this joke with like, yeah, of course, mostly guys, and then we all laugh about it, and then I also pull up this joke with the female Tekken players, even if they don't play Mishimas, like but they get it, right? The context is there. That's what I said. Like, it doesn't matter but it's also fun with the girls, right? Hey, you could do this big stupid thing, and it's really funny, right? Like to be fair, like one of the girls actually here plays King, so I kept telling her, what do you mean punishment? Just do armor, every time.
Yeah.
Just armor, you can get GOD girl, What do you mean?
Yeah, or the
King?
grabs,
Yeah, and she would joke about. Yeah, she would write along with it. Oh, you know what? You're right. She was just giant swung every time,
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
funny. It's
And
like,
then
yeah,
she
all the
cannot
girls just.
break grabs because that's allowed. Not allowed as a kingman. You're
Actually,
not allowed
yeah,
to
you know
break.
what's so funny? She also played along with that. She's like, oh, like if she couldn't break grabs that day, she's like, I'm a true king man. I didn't
Yeah,
break grabs.
yeah, you
She's like,
are.
I'm a true king man. And then if she broke the grab, she's like, oh no, I've given shame.
Yeah.
I'm not a real king man. Yeah, the girls are pretty aware about the stereotypes.
Yeah.
It's super funny. So
Yeah, but that's the fun thing. That's what
yeah,
it's
exactly.
supposed
And
to
you
be.
can do these jokes like in both sides, and we just all laugh about it.
Mm.
Crouch Castle Electric's still the best thing. I mean, Crouch Castle 112 is the peak.
Yeah, it is peak.
All the
100%.
Kazuya mains will not question you. I swear.
Tactical peaks. Yeah. I got to go there.
Yeah, you gotta remember, Kaz doesn't even need to crouch cancel, but you did it anyway.
Let me ask you guys a question then. Who would you say, we'll start with Lisa, who's top 5 in the game?
Oh no.
Wait, what, Kaz? Are we doing like top five?
No, because the thing is, I think it's so hard because I think so many characters are so good. So many, like the thing is, I don't even believe there's a bottom tier. I really don't believe there's a bottom tier even. It's literally, of course, Nina is on top 5 because of a good punishment and everything. But like, there's so many other characters. Fang is crazy. I picked up Fang and I had no issues with Nina at all. So I think Fang is literally better than Nina. I had no issues against Nina.
But could that be because of your knowledge?
Yeah, but isn't the pro player supposed to be with the full knowledge?
Were you facing other pro players and you were beating them with Fang?
I didn't come that far.
Oh no, we got the beef set over here already.
I'm just asking questions.
It's happening.
I didn't come that. Like I went. Well, it was really easy up to Tekken God with Fang, very easy. There was no issues because he can counter everyone, every character in the game. He can counter.
I feel attacked.
Yeah, but it's true.
No, she's not wrong. She's not lying.
Which character is a bad matchup for Fang? No one.
No, she's true. She's right. Fang doesn't have any. I don't think he's stronger than Nina overall, but I think.
It's because Nina has some matchups that she struggles more with, but I don't think Fang struggles against anyone. But we can say the same actually against Lily also. But who does Lily struggle against?
Oh no, the Lily disco is going to come after you now.
No, but I'm just talking about if you just play defensive and sidestep and then wait for punish like. Now that I played Kazuya, Kazuya and Lydia, when I played those characters, I had so much issues against Lily because it's just so easy for them to fight.
All the Mishimas did not like Lily. Yeah,
no,
we
but
do
it's
not.
so. Yeah, she has it so easy. It's just one sidestep and everything is like so. I'm starting to like pick Lily up in my top 5 because what is her bad matchup?
I'm not sure Lily does have a bad matchup, but then which characters really struggle in certain matchups in Tekken?
There's Yoshi. I don't think struggle against anyone either, so he's also up there.
Yoshi.
Yeah, Yoshi is.
I think the other obvious answer is Jin as well. Like,
but it's so funny because with Yoshi, like. If you want to downplay your own character, just use Yoshi as the counter because Yoshi can counter all your mix-ups on every character with Flash.
He isn't wrong.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just like, okay, just use Yoshi to downplay your own character. So I would just think Yoshi is the best character in the game, and I know Yoshi mains hate that, but like I do believe that has something to do with, I don't think all the Yoshi players are at the level that they should be to play the character. But I think Yoshi has so much bullshit, even though maybe you need to play a little bit different than others. But I still think Yoshi is the best. Also, but this is all about which characters I don't see. I'm talking about matchup relevance because I do believe some characters is better in some matchups than others. I still believe Clive is on my top 5. Also, even after the nerf, I still believe Clive is up there. We'll see how that nerf. You need to play very patient against Clive at least. How many have I said now? Is that 5?
You
I
said
would
Clive, Lily, Fengwei, Nina. I think you got one more.
And then the question is, of course I would pick Jin up there because, and the reason why I would pick Jin up there is because he pushes back. And now I'm talking from Nina's perspective because when I play against Jin, he actually pushes back her down forward 1-2 pressure too much, so she struggles to get in on him. Which he does with a lot of other characters too, and I don't see which characters has a bad matches against Jin either. There's no, so I'm going in relation to which bad matchups, because actually Nina, I believe, struggles against Clive and Jin. That's her. Also, Fang is like, of course, I think Fang is a really good matchup towards her if you struggle against Nina too. But those two, 100% because she struggles to get in on you and she wants to go in to do down forward 1-2 pressure on you. And if they just push her away, she struggles.
Okay. Before I ask Jinmei, I'm just going to read this super chat. Do you like Virtua Fighter? Do you like the women characters? I guess there's questions for you guys. Are you guys interested in the new Virtua Fighter at all? I'll start with Mimi and then Jinmei and then Lisa.
It looks cool. I think I'm interested in looking into it. I've never I don't know anything to do with Virtua Fighter at all. I just saw it, thought it looked cool, so I might play it and see how it goes. But I haven't really even looked at all the characters, to be honest. I just looked at the gameplay and thought, oh, that looks really sick actually. So yeah, I just need to look into it a bit more and see. But yeah, it looks cool otherwise.
Jinmei?
I do know Virtua Fighter because of course it's one of the other 3D fighters, especially it's the one that's before Tekken as well, that was known. For me personally, the new gameplay, although it's not really the gameplay, right? Like they said it, but it looks cool, to be fair. But I've had friends do ask because they've asked me also the same question, do I not like Virtua Fighter? My direct answer is just there was new character visually speaking. I'm not talking about gameplay at all. I'm kind of really shallow. I just if I don't like visually, if there no character hooks me at all in the game, I'm not playing because I need a motivation to stay with the game. I don't mind if the mechanics are deep, kind of like how you see it with Tekken, right? I don't mind it. I'll make it work, but you have to really hook me on something with the design and visuals. To me is of such a very big draw, which you can't deny why Tekken thrives. Even with why do you think they picked Clive? It's really also, I know it had a very divisive thing, but you can't deny it draws people in. That really did its job. It's still business. They have to do marketing, so it's if there's no character design that draws you in, or it's not visually compelling, it's kind of hard. But I know they really want a more grounded state. That's why they kind of chose the characters to be that way. But let's see in the revamp, if more footage comes out, I don't mind giving it a chance. It's rare to have a 3D fighter these days, and Soul Calibur's kind of busy.
Yeah.
Being this, so yeah.
Have you got any interest in Virtua Fighter, Lisa?
Well, it seems like a game I would like actually because it looks very not that complex. I like to play very easy and pokish, so in that way it looks very decent. But I do understand I think Tekken has become very flashy, so sometimes I struggle to see what is happening on the screen. especially suddenly something laggy shit comes in between and have fun there. They're like, but of course, I understand that it's nice to look at.
Okay. Jinmei, I'm going to say something controversial now to go back to the Tekken characters. I put up a tier list not too long ago about the most downplayed characters, and I said the most downplayed character in Tekken 8 is Devil Jin.
Yeah,
I'd like your
100%.
response on this. I feel like Devil Jin players act like he has had his wings clipped, his legs broken,
Yeah.
he can't move, he is
I think it's
Ganondorf in
like
Smash
really.
Brothers.
Don't worry. I think like okay, I won't. I think the only like easy explanation here, because I've of course like seen all over like the contention for this. It's hard because to be fair, we've had guys like that also. Like one of the pros competitive people here locally, they also thought of that. Like I get it because it's really hard to like say it. But I think all I can say at this point is that you go play him in the level, and then you come back to me and say, "Hey, this was fine." Do note, I just want to.
I'm gonna student go play him.
No, I mean like in the competitive side. Like rank is, you could do with everybody. I think that's like it all depends on the perspective. I think the disjointed side is a lot of double gem mains. I won't deny. I also deny these guys. They kind of just use it as to why they lose in rank. And the worst part of it's a rank that's like really low, but they're killing themselves anyway, and they don't
Yeah.
really have the big understanding of the game. Like I want to put it out there, it depends on the context of why, like who and what level the double gem is talking about, like as to why it sounds like we're downplaying. But if it's just like like anybody like in the ranks like of intelligence, like just using it now, oh he's weak, so therefore I lost. You're using a top tier character. It's just I'm not really on board on that too, and I don't blame because I've seen all of the sides as well of different level of intelligence. Like so yeah, it's really hard. But for me, as somebody who competed with him, like I went to EOHM as well. It's like, and also here in locals, it's more of like the TLDR. If you're in a very competitive space, let's say you really want to get far with them, it's really just sadly not super worth it. Especially as somebody who plays other Mishimas. I play like every character on the tier list. I do play Jin as well. The guy basically stole everything, so it's like it's so hard to say this is a fine design. And do note, regardless of what season 2 brings, all like I'm gonna say is I don't really need him to be top 5. I don't like. I know there were people who are telling me, hey, do you want like a character that's top tier? And it's the first time we're experiencing a bottom tier character. I'm like, I mean, I played him in like season 5 of Tekken 7 when he was dead. I even played him against Nee. I mean, yeah, I like the character. Okay, it's like I don't really care about the meta, but at least make the character work because I think he's in a weird state of there's so many messy things that had happened. You saw this, Mike, and I didn't even do it on purpose, right? And you've seen like my funny jank compilations of like stuff just happens with this character and I'm dead.
Yeah, no,
It's
his
super,
rage
like,
art is janky.
It's kind of fixed, but it took like 8 patches. But many other bugs happen. Like I know the game is buggy. I play characters with bugs, but out of the 6 characters I play, his bugs is like really out there that he really just kills himself, and it just hurts, especially when you have greed, you have everything right. I do know like Reina the bugs are out too. She kills herself here and there. I get it. So, but stuff like that. But with him, it's like a conjunction of like you have other Mishimas in the game. So basically, the argument that I have with him is similar to Panda. Like it's kind of pointless. You have other archetype of the same character that does everything better. so why bother?
Fair
Like
enough.
in a competitive sense. Do you know
Yeah.
that? I'm on that camp.
Okay.
I guess I got one more question for you guys to round off the stream. We'll start with Mimi, and then we'll go to Lisa and then finish with Jinmei. What are you looking forward to the most in season 2 of Tekken 8? Is there anything in particular, any particular characters you want to see come back, or any fixes?
Starts with an A, then comes an N, then comes an N, and finishes with an A. Anna.
Oh, Anna. Oh, she's coming back. We all know she's coming back.
Yeah, I'm happy for her, and I think, I don't know. I just hope season 2's better. Not that I didn't enjoy season 1's DLC, but I don't see myself ever playing Heihachi unless it's for labbing reasons. Clive is cool, Tried him out a bit. Like, he's decent. Anna is my babes, so I'm happy she's coming back. In terms of whoever's coming back next, I'm just anticipating it's. Wait, can I tell you who I want back?
Yeah, go for it.
I wouldn't mind. Actually, the only person I want back is Ancient Olga. And before anyone in chat says
That's
anything
my guy.
about me gooning about Ancient Olga,
Wait, he's not even.
it's
Gooning
no, because
Ancient
these guys
Olga?
have been.
What?
It's slander.
I'm
it's
tired,
slander.
but here.
I made a joke once. I made a tweet, and it was a joke, and it's been used against me continuously.
What did you say?
I'm not going to repeat it.
Well, come on, you have to. You have to let the
You're
chat
gonna
know.
use
What
it
did
as
you say?
video
As
proof.
a joke, I tweeted, I want to marry Ancient Olga. 1, because he's silent and he shuts the fuck up. He's not going to be like a man who argues with you. And 2, he's green. And he can fight.
Okay,
And it's
wait.
gonna
As
kill
a
you?
joke. No, he wouldn't kill me.
How would I? Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
wait.
Mimi, I'm trying to be understanding, but that
It was
green
a
man,
joke.
you
It
go
was
away
a
from that
joke.
green
Am I
man
actually
right
gonna
now.
marry a
I
green
don't
man?
care. When you see the color green, if you see a color green on a guy anywhere,
I'm
just
not
run
racist.
the other way. Yes, I racist towards green people. Okay, come on.
Alright, wait,
We
No,
don't
guys.
say-
See, I didn't even want to say this because you guys think I'm being serious. It was a
Mimi,
joke.
there's 2 things with this, yeah. A, Ancient Ogre beat the shit out of a woman already. Potentially almost
No,
killed
he
her.
didn't.
Yeah.
He's
Yes, he
alive.
did. Jin's mom, June.
And Michelle.
Shame.
Also, Michelle.
Wait, he beat Michelle.
I'm so disappointed right
He
now.
was hunting down like the second 1 and 2 like characters. That's why a lot of them kind of poofed in terms of story. Like Baek got injured.
Okay, let me do my
Bruce
research. Anyway, it was a joke I made. I didn't know about all these.
He was attempting murder,
allegations.
and King
Yeah.
1 died.
Yeah.
He's dead. He got
Mimi's
murdered.
into mass murderers, we've established.
Well, a king, that's fine. I understand. King
I
is okay.
made a joke. I wasn't
Alright,
serious.
Alright,
You know
well,
what? Fine. I
that's
don't want Ancient Olga back. Bye.
Yeah, good. We have fixed her. We
Bring
shamed
back
her
Gun.
down. We shamed
Bring
that
back
opinion
Gun.
away. That's what we do. That's why we shame. Because then suddenly things like that change. Yes,
I
good.
made
Yeah.
a joke.
We
Good.
know Mimi's
Get
king
back.
now. Lisa, what would you like to see come back?
I want better netcode. That's what I want. I want also, of course, bugs needs to be fixed. There's very janky hitboxes, and then I want nerfs on it, like a lot of general things, and that's basically it. I want bug fixes for you, Devil Jinmains too. I'm joking about everyone, just because there's so many weird situations happening in the game. No matter which character I play, there's so many weird things. Sometimes I don't even know who was in the wrong here. Who was supposed to have a fix? Is it me or is it who? So please fix hitboxes and nerf, because everyone needs some sort of nerf. Yeah, take away down for 1+2 on Nina. Doesn't need that. I don't understand why she needs that. And I think then she will be quite decent. Also take down ship damage on down for 1+2, if I say it correctly out now. I don't even understand why she needed that move at all, actually. Those 2 moves can actually either just be removed or nerfed somehow. She does not need a down for 1+2 launcher.
Okay.
And then she will actually be fixed, I think.
Jinmei?
Okay, like for me, I guess a lot of like echo from MrsPlayStuff, like a lot of, especially in the level, like if you're trying to compete or really keep up in the highest ranks, a lot of toning down on like aggression, give chance to more defensive like characters. To be fair, like I said, I don't really need crazy buffs for my main or anything. Like people probably think like I want some top tier. I enjoy like playing any character and different tiers. I think that's what I appreciate right now with the game. I just want to enjoy and still keep improving on that one. But definitely you have to tone down the top tier characters, or at least the agreed on top 10, top 15 characters, and you don't need. And I'm gonna say this, like, you don't need an over buff. Also, I'm
Yeah.
scared. Also, I don't want him over buff. Like, people probably think
It's
like,
so
oh no,
stupid.
yeah,
Yeah.
please no. I am disgusted if they over buff. I think one example, if everyone remember this, like in season 4, there was a time they made Deviljin and Kazuya's Hell Sweep track, and I was like,
Yeah, it's so
why? I was like, why?
so
Like,
dumb.
who thought this was like I was like,
Michael
Oh.
Murray, that's
Yeah.
it.
like the sad part. I remember I was telling, like, I was talking like with other machine mates. I was like, hey, you know what'd be funny? Like, why is it that newer characters all have homing hell sweep these days, right? Don't you think they should make it all linear, right? Because they're like, just like a nice counterplay, right? More defensive options.
Yeah.
And people won't be as frustrated because, to be fair, hell sweeps are annoying, yeah, because they're
Yeah.
unseeable and stuff. And I get it. Mine is like, I'm not excusing mine. Like, I get it. That's his main edge. It's like, but it's counterplay because it's linear. It's not supposed to home.
Yeah.
It's not
Why is
supposed.
Leo's tracking though? It's not even
I think, to
executed.
be fair, they've been doing that since T6. A lot of the character
Well-
Guilty, Bob as well, and Lars. Like, seriously, like they've been doing
It's
it.
so dumb.
Yeah, that's what we said. We're like, why are they making it like things tracking? So they can just track because they're really slow, right? Like, you have to have the design in it, the logic. So it's like,
Yeah.
stuff like
I
that. And a
don't-
lot of things need to definitely be brought down. Chip damage, like a lot of characters are just really, really obnoxious in heat. It's so hard. Like, there's just basically no counterplay. Some characters just snowball you, and I'm like, I mean, I think I basically echo similar stuff. Like, I think a lot of the pros already kind of said, because it gets really frustrating. And I'm gonna say this, even the lower ranks, like, I have friends from different ranks, they feel the same way. There's really this sense of helplessness, like in T8. Like, even in T7, they did not feel this. So it's like, yeah, you can really tell. So I really hope they improve as they go along. But to be fair, even T7 was not like a perfect game. I'm not saying it is. There's a lot of messed up things. So, I mean, it took 5 seasons to like do
Fix it.
stuff. Yeah, and I wouldn't really say fully fixed. Akuma wasn't fixed, so
Oh, I hate Akuma.
You
Oh
can't
my
fix that guy.
god.
yeah, you can't fix that guy. But you get my
It's
point, right?
fixed with deleted.
At least T7 like at least kind of made it more more charming, less buggy. Like the janks definitely so much. I would just laugh at Twitter like tweets. Of course, on the Diligent side, people just tag me over there. They're like, "Hey, here's a new." I even have a running joke with my friends. Give me one jank that I haven't experienced by accident. Yeah, because every week we have one. But to be fair, I do get also, and like the other characters, and I see other people. It's more of like also general stuff of the walls being weird, like the physics, and like sometimes you have cases where you would sidewalk and camera switch just screws you miserably, or you go there.
Oh, camera. Yeah.
It's so messy. Like the camera's even worse than in 7. Like 7 had these issues, but it's super weird
I know
here,
what you
especially
mean.
near the wall. I swear.
Yeah.
Yeah, other than that, like if we're gonna talk about DLC, overall I'm kind of happy. It's the first DLC in the season 1, where at least I have 2 characters I like. I sub Heihachi, right? So I'm like, yay. Although he came in really, really soon, so I'm like, okay. Clive is fun. I played FF16, so I'm fine with it. But F1 Plus 2 was not fine. Okay, I'm not excusing that one. But for season 2, of course, we have Rihanna. But I think for me, not really a wish list. But I'm not surprised, if they brought back the typical season 2 from like in T7. They brought back Armor King, Marduk, Lei. I'm not gonna be surprised at this point. They're legacy characters. It's to be expected. Although I think I probably would like Armor King. Other wish list, Angel would be cool, guys.
That
She's so
ain't happening.
Yeah, Angel is cute though. I like
I
her.
know. I love her. She's my girl. No, but she's busy being erased from story.
Yeah.
She don't
Woman
exist.
away.
It's
I'm
really
joking.
sad because even with Reina, now I'm so sorry. Angel's still the OG girl Mishima.
Yeah.
They could just put her as a costume for Deviljin and change the color of the lasers.
I mean, to be fair, she was a palette swap devil, so yeah, actually.
I actually had I just have one more question for you guys. I know it's late for you, Lisa. It's the last question. Someone brought it up. Promise, last question. Which guest character would you like to see going forward? Doesn't have to be in season 2 at any point. Who would be your main guest character?
I have 2.
Okay.
I have 3 now. I actually think Witcher from Siri would be super cool with Ogre, actually, because then she's supposed to hunt Ogre down. It makes sense in the story Actually, I think Siri would be super cool. She's super cool in Witcher 2. I really like her. Also, of course, I'm a Tifa person, so I also enjoy Tifa. Oh my God. Okay, get this guy out of his own podcast. I do not want to talk to him anymore. How dare you do that movement towards me? And I don't know, I may, or else are very macho. But that's what I want. Like the Witcher series is kind of not macho. She's very like elegant in some ways, but she's a little strong type of. "Ugh, take that shit." I don't know how to explain it, but yeah,
No, fair
feminine
enough.
way of being angry, I guess.
Okay, cool. Mimi, what one or two guest characters do you want to see come back for Tekken?
This is gonna. Some people might not even agree with this, but I love Game of Thrones so much, or House of the Dragon. So if we can have like the Walking Dead sort of collaboration there, like it'd be sick to have someone for Game of Thrones. But I don't know how they would be integrated in the game. Like they made somehow Negan work. So I'm thinking maybe they could like bring in a little bit of Jon Snow or Daenerys, you know. But if not those, then me.
Then you.
I'm joking.
All right, and Jinmei, to close off the stream, who would you like to see as a guest character?
I won't lie, I'm not really like good with like guessing guest characters or even really have a crazy wish list for it. And funny thing, just the trivia, I remember before Clive got like revealed this. I mean, I didn't really overly wish list him, but I got a feeling it was a Final Fantasy character, Judah Noctis. I don't know what compelled me to say it. Then I was like, hey guys, you know, be funny. Like I remember before I slept, I told my friends, okay, if they're gonna announce like the DLC character, just wake me up if it's Clive from FF16. As I literally
Oh
said
my
those
God,
words.
you did
I
this.
literally
Curse
You
us.
did this. You were the one who did this, Jinmei. Okay, I understand now. I know how it is. Oh my God. I
No, but
thought we
seriously,
could be
but I
friends.
did say no. But I said I don't mind if it's Tifa, but I feel it's a Final Fantasy character. So I said that, or I even joked maybe it's somebody from Devil May Cry. But then again, Clive is also made by the Devil May Cry combat guy. So I'm like stuff like that. I remember
This
like I just
feels
said it and I went to sleep. It was really funny. It's
so
not really like
rowing
a
the boat.
yeah, but it's not really a wish list like for me. But
No,
it'll be
that's
like
fair
cool to
enough.
see something. I'm a bit more welcoming. I guess just don't make them busted like Akuma, okay? We don't talk about that guy. Please. Just don't make him that guy. then I'm fine.
We're all just nodding, like yeah.
Yeah,
2D was never balanced,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
no, it
Yeah.
was really not.
not a good idea. Well, I'm not gonna name mine because I've been over it 100 times, and these guys already know, and we'll be here all night because I always get pissy about it. But guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me. I had a lot of fun talking to you all. I hope you said everything you needed to say. Did you want to plug your channels before we close it off, Lisa?
I don't think you guys want to follow me. I'm a bad female. Very toxic also. I have a bad rumor here in the I have been called the Tekken scene's hoe, so I don't know if this is the best place to go. But follow these nice women though. They are very nice.
No, but you have an adorable floofy baby. You
Yeah,
have
I
an
have
adorable
a
dog.
very
He's
cute
so
dog,
cute.
so
Is
you
it a
can
guy or
follow
girl? Wait,
for
sorry.
my dog.
Yes.
We
Yes.
can say that.
For
Follow
head
for my
pats.
dog.
Mimi, where can they find you?
At IceyMim. But I wanted to say thank you for hosting this and letting us speak on here just about our experiences, because sometimes when I have spoken up about it before, I don't know about you girls, but sometimes people can just be a bit shitty about it. So it's nice that you've hosted this space. So I appreciate that. Thank you. And for the people in the chat who've been absolutely pleasant as well. And it's just been nice chatting to you girls too. So yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Jinmei?
Okay, mostly like my Twitter handle, like Jinmei1. Like somebody took Jinmei, darn it. But like very inactive YouTube, but same thing also. But I'm just happy and thank you for the invite, Mike. I appreciate it, and it was amazing to like talk to y'all. And again, now these ladies need more follows because they're more awesome. I'm very lazy. I just post whenever I feel like it.
That's all right. I'll put all your channels in the description. But guys, I'll get you out of here now. Have a good night. I'll speak to you all soon. Take care.
Good night.
Thank you also to the chat. You
Bye,
guys are
my
awesome.
favorite girlies. Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. All right, stream chat. That was the ladies. It was a lot of fun talking to them. I'll put all their channels in the description below so you guys can go and follow them. So yeah, I feel like we covered a lot of stuff there. I had a lot. Like I said, I enjoyed talking to them. I saw someone asking earlier, why did this conversation come up? The reason it came up is because of some interactions that I had with other guys on Twitter. Obviously, this page is a male-dominated space as well, and that's fine. But because of the things that were spoken about on Twitter, I thought, okay, let me talk to these girls. I know quite a lot of girls in the FGC. They'll come. Jinmei will definitely come back. Mimi will come back and play games with Mimi. I've only just started talking to Lisa, but I'm sure we'll have her on again at some point for whatever reason. So just so you guys know, people that are watching, tomorrow I'm only streaming to YouTube. It's going to be a Mortal Kombat 10 stream, Mortal Kombat X, MKX. We're going to do a little competition or open lobby for people. Then on Tuesday, Tom Brady's going to be joining me again. As promised, we're going to be telling war stories from old times in the FGC. You guys are requesting Tom Brady to come on and tell his old stories. So that's what he's going to be doing. He's going to be going over loads of different things. Obviously, as you guys know, the Tom Brady streams always turn into something else. Last time we had a former NRS developer reach out to us, and he joined the stream and kind of took over it. On Wednesday, I might be appearing on Tootin's stream. I think you guys know Tootin. We're going to be chatting about some of the stuff that I've been dealing with. Not dealing with, just he wants to talk to me about Fate. So that's probably going to be a funny conversation. Thursday, I've got a guy from a company, gaming company called Pulse Esports. He's currently, unfortunately, suspended right now. And it's about the whole FemShep situation, all the controversy that's been going online. He sent me a bunch of details. I'm going to read it over after the stream. I'm going to have him on Thursday. And then next week, True Underdog will be on here. So True Underdog reached out to me. I commented back. I said to him, let's get this conversation going. So True Underdog will be on the stream next week. He did say you have to wait a week because he's busy doing some stuff. So me and True Underdog will be talking. And then after that, something else is going on that I can't really speak about that is quite big, hopefully, but I'll fill you guys in when I can. There's going to be some other streams going on, but I'm not going to announce them just yet because I haven't got the people penciled in. But there'll be more of that going on. But tomorrow will be Mortal Kombat 10. So if you want to play some Mortal Kombat 10, watch some Mortal Kombat 10. I won't be No, I'm not starting OnlyFans, Medi. Thank you very much. If you want to watch some Mortal Kombat 10, come to YouTube. It won't be on Twitch or Twitter, just on YouTube. What was the other thing? I've got a video coming out tomorrow about Alana Pierce. I'm sure you guys know who Alana Pierce is. What am I forgetting? Forgetting something. Oh, that's it. On March 1st, it will be the 1-year anniversary since Akira Toriyama passed away. Now, obviously, you guys know that Akira Toriyama and his work meant a lot to me. You can see back there, I've got that gigantic Omega Shenron figurine. Above that, I've got Broly, got Dragon Ball stuff all over the place in my room. So it's going to be a year since he passed away. I want to host a tournament in his memory. So yeah, that'll be on March 1st. So we got a lot of streams planned, a lot of streams coming up. Some stuff I can't talk about right now, just because I don't want to get anyone's hopes up. And yeah, thanks for being very respectful to the girls, because some girls that I spoke to, they said they won't come on because they don't know how they're going to be treated. You guys were super cool. I'm sure someone's going to clip some things and go, this fucking sit Mike, look at him, which is fine. I'll deal with those people as and when. Yeah, it's been a year since Akira Toriyama died, unfortunately. I'll never forget that day, dude. I'll never forget that day. There's so many people that I have met because of Dragon Ball. So Dragon Ball really affected my life in a very, very positive way. I think Dragon Ball is like the main reason why I got into gym. There was loads of other reasons, but Dragon Ball really, I think, is what pushed me into going to the gym. Obviously, Vegeta's my favorite character in anything. So it will be nice to do a stream for him. But thank you all for the super chats. I always appreciate you guys super chatting. I'm also going to be appearing on Atreus's YouTube channel on February 7th. I don't know what the conversation is going to be about. I might be appearing on some other YouTube channels. I'll let you guys know as and when that is. I'm gonna see if Mimi wants to play some Helldivers now with me. Unwind a little bit. Hopefully she won't kill me like she's been doing. But thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate all of you. I hope you all stay safe. You'll see me tomorrow at 7 p.m. UK time for the Mortal Kombat stream. You have to be on PlayStation to be a part of it. I don't have it on PC. It's not crossplay. Don't even know if it's like a regional thing. So I'll see you guys 7 p.m. UK time, same time as today. Take care, guys. Have a good day and peace.